Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Lauren Hill, joined by Ken Oda and Evan Epstein, and we are getting you ready for Game 2 here in Austin, Minnesota against the Bruins for Round 1 of the Robbie Cup. So last night, our Toros won 3-1 against the Austin Bruins. Great win for the Toros. How are y'all feeling coming into tonight? What's the vibe?
Well, I think that's exactly what you wanted to see out of this group. We talked about it yesterday on the pregame show. You wanted them to come out early, set the tone. They did that. A good first road period. It was scoreless, but then the Toros pop a couple in the second and really controlled the game the rest of the way. And I thought their best period of the night was the third, closing out that game.
And while the Toros didn't score in the third, other than the empty netter, Ken, like you said, the Austin Bruins did not have a single dangerous opportunity out in front of the net of Lucas Svedin, who was terrific last night. 36 saves, 1 goal allowed, but I think that we should point out he didn't have to be Superman last night because the Toros defensemen prevented a lot of those dangerous chances.
Especially those second chances. The Toros did a fantastic job cleaning up the loose pucks in front of Lucas and the rare chance that he did give up a rebound.
All right, well, let's take a look at the recap of that win last night.
After a scoreless first period, Billy Batten zigzags with Chuck Owens, and both defenders take Owens. Batten's left free on the left side, and he finishes off the shot. An absolute missile over Jack Solomon. Toros get out to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a great shot by Batten, and as you said, a good job by Owens to draw both defenders with the decoy play.
And here Middendorf claws it out of the pile and feeds John Small out in front. Small takes it 5-hole on Solomon, and the Toros go on top by 2. Bruins would respond in the second. This is going to be one of the more absurd goals you'll ever see. Xander Lipset picks it up off the wall, one-times it through his legs, goes up over the shoulder of Svedin. And then, of course, the Toros would tack on the empty netter as John Small won the faceoff right back to Adam Mahler. Mahler sent it the length of the ice, and it was on target. Toros would go on to win 3-1.
All right, well, and just because we can, let's take a look at the Aberdeen Wings defeating the Bismarck Bobcats in Bismarck last night.
This one, a lot more scoring in this matchup. In the first, it's Cooper Anderson who's going to pick up the rebound. His shot was tipped in by Nikolai Tishkevich as the Wings got on the board first. That was all the scoring for the first. Midway through the second period, Nick Comfort plays it out in front of the net for Bryce Johnson as Johnson tips it past Tomas Anderson, and the Wings go up 2-0. The Bobcats would storm back. Julian Beaumont from beyond the goal line feeds Tommy Cronin on the doorstep. Cronin makes it a 2-1 game. And then less than a minute later, it's Louis Kaminsky to tie the game up at 2 as the Bobcats turn the tides in the second period. Second period madness would continue as Leonid Bulgakov shot squeezed through the pads of Anderson, and Sebastian Lilsund was there to push it beyond the goal line as the Wings got back on top 3-2. There was a controversial whistle
Indeed,
that would call off an empty netter for the Wings that would have ended the game. And then right off the faceoff that resulted, the Bobcats come back and tie it up.
Yeah, a good shot by Cronin to draw even, but again, the Bobcats shouldn't have even been in that position had the empty netter counted for the Wings like it probably should have.
And then this is going to be an absolute snipe from Matthew Martin Gaudreau on the one-timer as it comes free just 3 minutes and 3 seconds into overtime. And there it is. Gaudreau ends it, and the Wings take game 1. So in the Central Division, Toros go on the road, take game 1 out in Austin. Wings go on the road, take game 1 in Bismarck.
Yeah, the lower seeds both up 1-0. They both steal home ice. And, we talked about it off the air just among ourselves as a staff. Really, any of these 4 teams could make a pretty strong case to why they're going to get out of the Central Division playoffs. And that starts to play out last night.
And you look at the Toros, right? Toros dominate. It looked pretty similar to the last game they played against the Austin Bruins back in Minot on March 29th, right? Toros feeling pretty good about this series. We know the Bruins are going to come out hot tonight. The Bobcats take a pretty large winning streak into the postseason, but the Wings upend them game 1. So all 4 teams, like you said, could definitely make a run.
All right, and we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after a word from our partners.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Welcome back. It's time for Minotauros Booster Club players to watch. I'm going to kick it off with no surprise here. Ian Spencer. So he's had 3 goals and 4 assists against Austin during the regular season. He did have 1 assist last night to put himself on the board for points in the postseason. I don't like to vote against Ian Spencer. No one should if they are a Toro. So easy player to watch here.
I'm going with Jack O'Hannison. Despite having 4 penalty minutes last night, I thought he looked good when he was on the ice. I expect him to bounce back strong. He did have the -1 as well, but overall, you don't go broke betting against Jack O'Hannison these last 2 seasons as a Toro. And yeah, I mean, he's the active leading point getter in the North American League for a reason. I expect for him to come out strong tonight.
And one of those penalties came with just 17 seconds to play. Didn't have that large of an impact on the game. My player to watch, Billy Batten. Batten was out the last 4 games of the regular season, and he reminded the Toros and Toros fans what they were missing last night. The speed he brings to the ice. It wasn't just the goal that he scored to open up the game, but I think that him between Yahala and O'Hannison really opened up the play on the ice for that line.
All right, well, that'll bring us to our home group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Well, we were here a month ago, right? Toros got a 3-1 win against the Austin Bruins on Friday night. On Saturday, they were down 4-0 by the end of the first period on the way to a 5-0 loss. Toros need to weather that initial pushback from the Bruins. I'm expecting the Bruins to come out and throw everything they've got at the Toros tonight to try and get the crowd into it, to try and take back some footing in the series. So the Toros have to be ready to weather that storm. Second home key group key to the game, cool heads. I thought the Toros did a great job keeping their composure. In fact, you'll hear from Cody Campbell about that in a few minutes. But we didn't see the Toros yelling at refs, jousting with the other team after whistles. Toros were all about their business last night, and they benefited from it. Stay focused on the task at hand, keep everything tight mentally again, and the Toros should be in good position. And the third home key group keys to the game are the rubber band boards here in Austin. How many pucks did we see come off the end wall last night to the front of the net and cause havoc both sides of the ice, including the 1 goal for Austin that Lipset put in off the end wall. It came back to him and he flipped it up over Lucas. We saw a couple other chances created off that, so the Toros need to be ready for the crazy bounces that you get here with these boards that are probably older than I am.
Ken, you talked about the Austin Bruins probably going to come out with a strong push and weathering the storm, but I would argue early shots is also a key for the Toros. Carl Axelson makes his first start in a postseason game in junior hockey. You want to test him out early before he can settle in.
All right, well, Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Toros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game, starting with our Four Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Our first one tonight is total combined penalty minutes, 10.5 over-under.
You know, last night they were letting them play. Only 4 penalties were called. 2 of them were trips on Jack O'Hannison, weren't very physical penalties. 1 was a too many men on the Austin Bruins. They were not calling them on the big hits. For that reason, I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I believe I saw the officiating crew walking in. At least 2 of the members are guys who were here last night, I believe. So if that's the case, I expect them to let them play. I'm going to take the under.
I'm going to go with the rest of y'all and go the under here. I definitely think with us winning game 1, Austin definitely has to think about keeping their men healthy and not in the penalty box and or suspended for games. So I definitely think that the number will be below tonight as there will be safer hockey being played. Our second one is total Toros goalie saves over under 29.5.
I'm going to take the over here. I think we've seen the Bruins can put a lot of pucks on net. Toros can too. Last night was 37-35 shots in favor of the Bruins. For that reason, I'm going over.
Same thing you, Ken. I'm going to go over. Easy and simple.
And in the regular season, head-to-head, the Bruins averaged 37-plus shots per game against the Toros. For that reason, I am also taking the over.
All right, and our last one is total overtime minutes played, over under 5.5. I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I don't even want to see overtime. I want to see us walk out of here winning game 2 with 0 overtime, so I'm going to go under.
Ken, we were talking about it earlier, how this game feels bound for overtime. 8 regular season matchups, game 1 in the postseason. Haven't seen overtime between these two sides, but these two sides have played 6 games of overtime in their history. I've just got a feeling, and given that it's 5-on-5, I think we see more than 5.5 minutes of overtime. I'm going to take the over.
I am going to take the under. I also feel like these teams are destined for an overtime game. I'm hoping it's next Friday in Minot because we don't have a very long drive home after game 3 in Minot. So it is wishful thinking. I'm putting it out into the universe, trying to manifest it, that we get out of here early so we can get on the road. That'll bring us to our McDonald's Toros trivia question. Who had the OT game-winning goal for the Toros' first ever playoff win, which came in game 2 of 2013 against the Austin Bruins? Was it Mason Morelli, Jaden Martin, Tim Donahue, or Bo Ricketts? Any guesses?
I'm going to be real honest with you, Ken. I recognize Mason Morelli, as we have Mackley Morelli now on our team. I'm going to go with Mason, as I know he is a Minot favorite.
You know, I think Mason Morelli might have played a little bit after 2013. I'm not fully sure there. I'll go Tim Donahue.
All right, well, fans, get your guesses in. We'll reveal the answer during the third period media timeout of tonight's game.
All right, well, that'll do it. The Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll send you out for one more break, and then Ken will be back with the Toros head coach, Cody Campbell, right here on the Minotauros Network.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
Here with Toros head coach Cody Campbell. Cody, a big win to get game 1 last night. How important is it to extend the lead tonight and not give them hope?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anytime you take the lead in a series, you want to keep it until the series is over. So we have a chance to extend it here tonight, and know it's going to be a tough task.
I thought last night was probably one of the better hockey games I've watched, not just from a Toro perspective, but just overall it was a good hockey game. What was it like being on the bench for that one?
Yeah, it's pretty fast. I mean, I thought our guys did an exceptional job of staying composed through, tense moments or, whatever the situation may have been. Like we kind of weathered some storms and fought through some stuff, and guys just did a really good job staying even-keeled.
I thought that too. In fact, that's something we haven't always seen against the Austin Bruins. Was that a point of emphasis, getting ready for this series?
Yeah, I think it's just important in a playoff series. momentum, and there's ebbs and flows in games, and the team that's able to stay, the calmest for the longest normally has success, and we had a good start with that last night.
No matter what happens tonight, go back to Minot next weekend with a chance to close out the series on home ice. How important will the fan base be in having a packed Pepsi rink for those games 3 and potentially game 4?
Yeah, obviously we're focused on tonight to put ourselves in the best position possible going back home. But anytime we're able to play in the Mesa with a lot of support and a lot of energy, it bleeds into our players. So not that you need any extra energy during the playoffs and that kind of stuff, but to make it a difficult environment for the other team to deal with is very important, and our fans, they show up all the time for that.
All right, well, that'll do it. For the Farmers Union pregame show, we'll be back with the drop of the puck on game 2 after these messages.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Welcome into the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena here in Austin, Minnesota. I'm Ken Oda. Evan Epstein is alongside. We are getting you ready for Game 2 between the Toros and the Austin Bruins. Toros won 3-1 last night to take a 1-0 series lead. Looking to come home in complete control of the series with a good win tonight. Toros working from right to left on your computer screen, smart device, however you were tuned into the Minotauros Network. We are glad to have you aboard. Puck is down. Bruins control. Quick shot blocked off. Ends up in behind. Near point, Williams banks one to the side of the net. Swedes pushes it back down into the corner. Up top for Williams. Sweeps it across the far point. Elbert with a shot. Blockers save. It pops up high in the air, glove down, and then Lorenza backhands it weakly on net for Swedes, who then gets punched in the face. Well, I guess the mask by Lorenza. How will the officials handle this?
And then Adam Mahler was grabbing Lorenza after it might have been a little bit inadvertent from Lorenza there on the knock. But the Bruins come out hot. Last night you saw them go with Trace Day, John Hirschfield, and Jackson Riley to counter the Toros starting lines. Tonight they went with their number one line, Alex Lorenza, E.J. Paddington, and Luke Mulcahy, and they immediately pushed into the Toros zone and created a couple of chances.
Lorenza line stays out. John Small nose to nose with him in the near side dot of the Toro zone. Bouncing puck, and Lorenza puts Small in a headlock. The duo roll over the puck, and now a long shot sashayed off the far wall by Swedes. Into the far corner they'll dig. Fleming has Luke Mulcahy pinned. Puck squirts out, kicked away by Swedin. Far side, they dig along the wall again. This time it comes to Small. A nice move gets him away from Paddington. And then he'll come across to Spence. 3-on-2 if the Toros hurry. Small can't find the handle. It's poked to the near side. Aggressive step up by Jordan Gibbs, who celebrates his 21st birthday today. He takes over in his own zone. Looks across for Tui. Tui was well short of center. This will go for Minot's finest. Collision center icing.
And so a hot start for the Austin Bruins. 6 shots on goal from that first shift from Paddington, Lorenza, and Mulcahy, and now a couple of them were guided to the side pretty easily by Lucas Vadin.
I would say 6 shots, but no real scoring chances.
And I would agree with you there, Ken. So that line's now come off for Austin, as this is a formation you see the Toros usually lined up with Riley in the shooting hole.
Good stick by Mindorf, blocks the shot from Bynum up and out of play for another whistle. 18:39 to play here in period number 1.
And a good recovery by the Toros defense there. That's how the Bruins want to win that faceoff. They got it right out. It was to the wrong side of Jackson Riley, but quickly played back to Bynum. Toros stayed right with them.
Draw will be to the right of Swedin. Controlled by the Toros. Noah Gibbs rolls it into the offensive zone. It doesn't connect with Jockums. They dig down low. Jockums. Owens from his backside tries to play it to the near corner. Didn't get through. Banked ahead. Good stick by Noah Gibbs, and he'll dump it right back in. Melgren pressured by Owens. Far side, Noah Gibbs back to the point. Quick shot, save made, rebound loose in front. They hack at it. Can the Toros find it? Still loose on the backside. Noah Gibbs was on his backside, though, so he couldn't make the play. Far side taken away by Jockums, trying to walk in, gets tied up, and it rolls to Axelson, who makes the cover.
This is the action you want to create in front of the net of Axelson early in this game. Axelson, an 06 birthday, one of the younger goaltenders in the NAHL, but he's been stellar this season. A .937 save percentage, committed to Minnesota Duluth. Hasn't played in a junior hockey game in the United States.
In the postseason. Toros control the draw. O'Hannison forced to the far wall. He lost the handle. Yohala reaching for it. Eventually jammed ahead. Evan Mulcahy after it, but Mahler wins the race, plays it up the wall. Billy Batten hacks it ahead. It hits the linesman. Same referees, new linesman for this game too. As Williams dumps it into the Toro zone. Swedes pokes it away from Fleming. Flem able to use the glass, but Williams keeps it at the point. Long shot tipped well wide by Lipset. O'Hannison banks it to the near side. Fleming has time and space, gets to the puck, works it up. Good touch by Batten, feeds Yohala. Yohala trying to dance through. Ends up rolling on net, swiped aside by Axelson. Bruins hoisted out to neutral. Good read by Jordan Gibbs. He'll carry into the zone and then roll it deep. Williams gets in his way. Albert plays it to the far side. Mishandled by Evan Malkasian for a shot that's blocked off the stick of Tui, but right to Batten, who's looking backside. He had John Small, who was coming on a change. No one had picked him up. Long shot by Jordan Gibbs. Easy stop for Axelson. And the puck is hoisted out to neutral. Tui misplays it. It'll come to the near side. Shaver rolls it deep. Swedes guides it to the far side. Mindorf has trouble. Puck pinballs to the far wall. Tui finds it. Toro fans, or I say Bruin fans, frustrated with something the Toros did. This is Shaver. I didn't see what happened. In behind. Turnaround try, stopped by Swedes. Small tied up with Cherry. Cherry eventually gets the puck and rings it to the near side. Bynum. Bynum dumps it down low. It gets by Small, who then takes a very late hit. Gibbs plays up the far wall. Good stick by Mindorf, denies the opportunity. Wraparound try, easy stop for Swedes. Puck loose in front. Tui does a good job to hack it in behind the net. Small leaves it to the far corner. Jordan Gibbs trying to work it ahead. He's met by Lund. Puck poked in behind the net. Tui finds it there. Tui just hoists it out to neutral. It goes right through Savitessin. He looks across to the far side. Lund. Lund steps into one. Hits Swedes in the chest. He holds on for a whistle. 920 seconds left to go.
And it's Adam Mahler once again, who's getting into it with Ryan Lunds. Landon Fleming coming in at the end there. And Mahler and Fleming were two of the best players on the ice all night for the Toros in Game 1. They were both +3 in the 3-1 victory. Mahler, of course, with the empty netter.
Lots of fans checking in on social. Pat Peterson says, let's get it, boys. Gerald Morgan, Lucas Semstead, Luke Okeson. Tanya Shaw-Canaro checking in from Richardton. Mike Cavadas looking for the Toros. Well, I can't say that on the air. McIntyre family watching from Canada. Shouting out Gibbsy's 21st birthday. Greg Jockum's parents are in Saskatoon. Dumped in. Mahler guides it around to the near side. Noah Gibbs finds it. 3-on-2 again if the Toros hurry. Noah Gibbs with a shot. It's blocked. It'll find the end wall. Owens taking off the puck. And eventually the third man in gathers it up. That was Luang. They give it back to him on the far side. He speeds ahead, gains the line. Long shot sails well wide. Skips to the near point. Williams pinching down. Fires another shot wide. Big collision on the far wall. Meanwhile, this is Lorenza. Lorenza upended by Noah Gibbs. And the Toros just chip it the other way. Nichols up on the pressure. Wang from the far side. Long pass ahead. They wave off icing. Perreault plays to the near side. Hirschfield takes it away. Perreault takes it right back. Chips up the wall. Ramirez stepped into. Kept at the line by Sprates. Played to the near wall. Hirschfield looking for Sprates, whose shot is partially blocked wide. Ty James on it. Works it ahead out to neutral. Bruins try to dump it in, but it's blocked off. Davin Nichols finds it. Nichols into the zone. Fires a shot up and over. Rebound to the Zamdor. Fired down the ice. This will go for an icing. Meanwhile, Bruins try to sneak a change in, but Lipset will be sent back into the bench. 13:46 to play. Icing's brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center. Bruins making a lot of changes on their lines from yesterday to today. Jake Sprates in for Emil Samuelson. Tyler Shaver, an extra skater for the Austin Bruins. Shaver has history with the Toros on that Friday night, March 21st. Him and Davin Nichols dropped the glove just pretty much a minute and 30 seconds into the game, as those two will be something to watch when they're both on the ice at the same time.
Bruins eventually control the draw, play it out to neutral, and then turn it over to Billy Batten. Batten tries to hand to Yohala. It's broken up. Eventually jammed into the zone, but the Bruins get it first. Lipset on the near side. Watched by Jordan Gibbs and Billy Batten. Lipset lost the handle. A good poke by Jordan Gibbs, who's going to go for a trip.
It was behind the play.
I actually think it was
see
Swedes. Swedes got him.
So the Toros go to the Papa John's penalty kill. Both sides 0 for 2 on the power play last night. It was well behind the play. Ken, did you see it as it happened?
I did not see it as it happened. That's why I thought the call was coming on Gibbs. He was the other Toro back there.
And we'll see.
Here's another look. The thing is, Swedes didn't move. So he has every right to be standing in his net. The Bruins player skates into him. Bit of a soft call in my opinion. Meanwhile, Bruins to the power play. Jam play doesn't go. Swedes covers the bottom of the net well. Near side. Small jousting, but it's back to the point in Bynum. Bynum looks across. It is Luke Malkisen with his shot. Doesn't go. The rebound swept ahead, but not out. Near side, Lorenza. Long shot, save made. Rebound, shoveled wide by Paddington. Side of the net, off a feed from Luke Malkasian. It doesn't go. Bruins still control. Now it's Lorenza on the far side half. Up top, long shot in and out of the glove. And cleared by Spencer. Minute 20 left on the Papa John's PK for the Toros.
I thought that jam play was the best chance the Bruins had on that sequence. But Lucas Svedin staying with the puck the whole way.
Luke Malkasian chips it into the zone, looks to chase it down himself, gets around Jordan Gibbs, puts it in front. And it was Evan Malkasian fanning on the one-timer. Now they play it up top. Lorenza with a shot, good stick by Chuck Owens, deflects it up and out of play. 55 ticks left to talk on the Papa John's PK. Here's another look at that scoring chance you were talking about, Evan.
And they get it down to the side of the net. Far side, or well, maybe it's coming in a moment here. Lorenzo looks down, and they were looking backdoor, trying to see who it was. But nonetheless, Bruins have their second power play unit now out on the ice.
Hirschfield and Owens over the dot. 50-50 draw. Owens doing well to prevent possession, and eventually it just flips out to neutral on its own. This is Williams quickly into the zone, working on Fleming. Thrown in front, no one there but Owens, and he'll send it all the way down. 39 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. Batten up on the pressure.
Toros have faced 13 shots on goal just over 8 minutes into this game.
Bruins in, shot save made, make that 14. This is Adam Mahler kicking it along the wall. Doesn't get through. Fleming finds it. He'll ring it on the glass. Near point, Williams keeps it. Throws down to Evan Malkasian. Shot blocked by Fleming. Rebound to the far side, Batten. Batten able to flip that out to neutral. Williams didn't know he had Spencer on his backside, but he plays ahead anyway. Hirschfield working on Mahler. Mahler falls down across for Evan Malkasian. Shot blocked by Jordan Gibbs, and the rebound is cleared. Toros come full strength.
Axelson had his arm up in the air for icing, but no call comes of it.
I think the puck was cleared right before the Toros came full strength. Good stick by Spencer, who took it away and sent it into the offensive zone. Back on it is Elbert. Banks to the near side, Day. Day able to chip that out to neutral. Spencer finds it. Spencer gives to Gibbs. Gibbs has trouble along the boards. Day takes it away. Spence helps out and flicks ahead. Mindorf finds John Small. Small crisscross move and then fires one wide as he was working on Lund. Lipset and Mindorf come together behind the net. Adam Mahler with it. Plays across Ty James. Tipped into the zone by Mindorf, so no icing. Batten up on the pressure, but Lund gets there first. Throws to the far side. Good read by Mahler. Toros couldn't touch it. Was a delayed offside. Sevatessen leaves for Lund. Lund ahead, carries up the far side. Throws one into the glove of Lucas Svedin. 10-13 left to play here in period number one. Toros and Bruins still no score.
And I don't think the box score is necessarily indicative of how the first 10 minutes has gone. Reads 15-3 shots on goals to Austin. A good look or two on the power play.
A lot of shots like that last one.
And I think the Toros defense has done a good job, but there is still the point where the Toros haven't been able to take over the puck. They've just been clearing, which has kept possession with the Bruins.
A few more social media check-ins. The Carbo family is aboard, asking if we have any big Easter plans. Hopefully just get home on Easter. This is chipped ahead. It misses O'Hannison from Fleming. Bruins take over. Long pass up, has Lorenza in behind the defense. Lorenza in, shot. Save made by Swedin, and he's able to get over the top of the rebound as well. That was a dangerous chance allowed by the Toros. And now Yohala just fell down well after the whistle. No one near him.
And Lorenza tries to take it high blocker side on Lucas Svedin, and Svedin's a shorter goaltender. He's listed at 5'9", so that might be the weakness on that type of shot, but Svedin did a good job of basically jumping up out of the crouch to get to that puck as we hit the first media timeout.
More social media check-ins. The Knight family at home watching on NATV in Minot. The Bookers checking in from Minot. The McLeods, the Meckleys. Bruce Hoffert listening at home. Jeff Sandvold is aboard. The Brits watching in Minot. Aaron and Michelle Bliven. Danny Held checking in from Mordor. That's a heck of a walk. Someone on YouTube called the Plague Group. Not sure. Hopefully they're not spreading among us. Eliza Clark's in Norway House. Wally and the Mox checking in from Minot. The Schoenwalds are aboard. The Kowitzes checking in and wearing their lucky shirts. Jack Edwards' grandparents and Aunt Jamie watching in Ottawa. Aunt Doreen and O'Hanny's dad watching on NATV. Kim Nelson's aboard. David Van Lith, Mary Vigna, Billet Ray, Krista Corey, Sally B. and the Chicago crew. The Brays are in Granville. The Kemmets are aboard. William Nissen, Charles Wilburn, the Lawrence family. The Smets are in Horace. Graham Spencer cheering in New Lenox. Terry Thiel, the Battens are in Phoenixville. Everyone's tuned in for playoff hockey as a long shot stopped off the draw by Lucas Swedin. Hoping to see the Toros take a 2-0 lead in the series. The game right now, game 2, still scoreless, despite the best effort of the Bruins, who've kept the Toros mostly pinned in their zone. This is Noah Gibbs chipping to the near side. Can he chase it down? He cannot. Bynum finds it. Noah Gibbs takes it back. Gives to Owens. Owens just throws it to open space on the far side. Lorenza steps into Noah Gibbs well before he got to the puck. Bruins gather it. Play ahead. Lorenza flubbed it into the zone, and the Toros looking to turn. Lorenza tied up with Noah Gibbs. This is Jockham's near side. Good hit by Noah Gibbs on Luke Malkasian as it was dumped in. Jordan Gibbs was back on it. Really was it in the near corner for Tui. Evan Malkasian got there first, though. Tried to play it up the board to Lipset. Played in behind the net. Edwards to it for the Toros and just hoists one down the ice. Races on for icing. Can Ramirez get there? He cannot. Williams wins the race, and the whistle goes. 8:42 left to play here in period number 1. Toros and Bruins still scoreless.
And the Bruins have continued to win the battle on the forecheck, and that's what's been giving them possession. When the Toros move into the Bruins zone, they haven't done a good job of keeping possession as the rest of their troops get down the ice. And frankly, that's what's resulted in this 17-3 shot margin. Svedin making all 17 saves.
Jordan Gibbs jams it out to neutral. Dumped right back into the Toro zone. And now an awkward play off the wall. Shot save made. Rebound cleared back. A follow-up try blocked by Jordan Gibbs out front. Ramirez hooked and then hit up high. Meanwhile, it's ahead. Edwards gets through. Couldn't feed it to Nichols, though. They joust in front of the boards. Williams and Nichols. Williams again takes a run at Nichols. At a certain point, if you're going to have that soft call on Swedes, some of this other stuff maybe deserves a whistle. Dumped into the offensive zone, Batten after it. I mean, this is stuff that's 10 feet away from the puck. Meanwhile, Batten trying to carry in. He gets pulled off. Swept to the far side. Ty James gets there to keep it. Ty James Down for Batten on the far side half. Batten carries up to the blue line, exchanges with Ty James. James with a shot blocker save. Rebound. Kick to the front by O'Hannesson, but eventually cleared to the far wall. Ty James with it. Leaves it to the circle. O'Hannesson pitchforked it, and it's out to neutral. Hubert Clark with it between the circles of the Toro zone. Up ice for Yohala. Yohala missed Spencer. It will go for an icing. Few more check-ins. The Snyder-Bruns family watching in Minot. In New Lenox, Nancy, Spencer, Meld with Dixie, Rina, Zoe, and John. Kayla Dosh is aboard at home. Lucas's dad checking in from Sweden. The Neubauers are aboard. Dane Stagg, Debbie Biggs, and the rest of the Biggs family. All aboard. The Spencers in New Lenox, Michael Van Hooser, and the rest of the Van Hoosers in Powers Lake. Wishing everyone a happy Easter. The Dollies are aboard. Bruins win the draw in the Toro zone. Poked back, it gets out to neutral. Adam Mahler wisely hits the brakes. Now Evan Malkesian falls down, plays across for Lund. Lund carries into the zone. Long shot, that goes over the net. Rebound to the near side. Evan Malkesian lets it roll to the point. Bynum dumps it down into the corner. John Small on it there. Small picks his way through traffic and gains the neutral zone, then the red line, and chips it in. Looks to chase it down himself. He and Bynum will come together. Small with a good stick, blocked Bynum's feet up the wall, but didn't know he did it. That allowed Bynum to recover. Then it's turned over to Mindorf. Mindorf sweeps along the blue line. John Small. Small hauled down. It's up top for Fleming. Fleming shot through traffic, save made. Rebound loose in front. Mindorf dumped down. He couldn't get to it.
And what you're seeing right now, the hits haven't been called all weekend, but the officials still need to stay consistent on the tripping calls. 3 against the Toros. You just saw 2 that should have been called on the Bruins back in their zone.
Delayed offside. That'll allow Mahler time to gather this puck. Fleming gives to Mahler, who fires one up ice while being hit by Day. Jackson Riley on the near side. No pass coming from Williams, who carries ahead instead. Gives the far side in Day. Day dumps it into the near corner. Riley and Tui after it. Chopped in behind the net. It comes to the near side and Spencer tied up by Day. He's able to get the puck out to neutral. Toros control in their own zone. Thrown to the near side. It's Owens looking ahead. He missed Jockums and Gibbs. Far side. Jockums pins and Gibbs finds it and flicks it into the zone. It's taken back and thrown out to neutral. Tui comes across for Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs rings it. Axelson out of his net to stop. Leaves off far side. Jackson Riley almost turned it over. And now Noah Gibbs tied up with Day. Puck around to the near side. Jordan Gibbs works it up ice. Day went into the Toro bench on his own. Meanwhile, Noah Gibbs chirping him the whole time. Far side. This is Lorenza behind his own net. Lorenza looking up ice. Finds Hirschfield. Hirschfield into the zone. Shot, save made. Rebound hacked to the corner by an alert O'Hannesson. Rebound to the far side. Ty James is the first to it. Sweeps ahead. He finds O'Hannesson. O'Hannesson gains the red line and floats it into the near side corner. 4:37 left to play here in period number 1. Yohala finds the loose puck after Batten went into the wall. The Bruins eventually take it away, and it's Lorenza on the far side, forced to turn by O'Hannesson. Ty James gains the red line and dumps it right back in. It'll check up at the side of the net. Bynum plays around to the near side. Perreault couldn't keep it away from Luke Malkasian. Now it's ahead for Lorenza. Lorenza working on Ty James. Good play by Ty James to keep the league's leading scorer from getting to the net. Yohala sweeps it into the zone, trying to squeeze by Albert. Eventually did lose the handle, and Albert looks to turn the Bruins up ice. Paddington feeds Savitessin. Savitessin working on Mahler. Mahler escorts him into the glass. 3:50 to play in the first. Bruins fans getting restless. This is Beckwith to the middle. A good read by Batten. Cuts off the pass before it connects with Lipset. This is Batten. Batten run into the glass. Spencer turning with it. Drops it back to Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs up the middle. John Small tips it into the zone. Albert Leaves it to the far side for Beckwith. Tui pressures him and forces him back behind the net. Mindorf forces a pass. Goes down low. Small on it. Toros take it away. Mindorf plays up top. Jordan Gibbs across for Tui. Tui, long shot through traffic. Save made, no rebound given by Samuelson. 3:07 left to go here in period number 1. Toros have thus far weathered the storm that we expected.
Yes, and that was your key to the game, Ken, was you knew the Bruins were going to come out hot and firing, and that they have. They've controlled the flow of this game through the first period, but Lucas Vadin has stood strong so far, and the Toros now finally have a draw in their attacking zone. It'll lead to Owens, Jockham's, Gibbs line with Jordan Gibbs and Connor Tui to try and keep possession of the puck.
Hirschfield on the draw for the Bruins. One back by Hirschfield, but Braden Jocham swoops in. Keeps it moving for Noah Gibbs. Now Jocham's put into the net. Cody Campbell begging for some sort of call. Meanwhile, dumped into the Toro zone. Swedes finds it, rings it around the glass to the near side. It'll get out to neutral. Dumped right back in by the Bruins, but they had 2 men in offside. That allows Jordan Gibbs to feed Tui. Tui looking up ice. Hirschfield takes it away. Good stick by Jordan Gibbs. Frees it up, and the Toros roll it out to neutral again. Dumped in, cross corner to the near side. Jordan Gibbs on it. Sweeps ahead for Noah Gibbs. Noah Gibbs gains the red line and dumps it in. Bynum back on it. Fires up for Luke Malkasian, who's met by Adam Mahler, and the puck kicked out to neutral. Good defensive play by Mahler to use his foot when the stick wasn't an option. A puck bounced on net. Swedes makes the stop, hands to Mahler. Mahler feeds Flem. Up ice for Yohala. Yohala looks up ice. Mahler 3-on-2 if the Toros hurry. They don't, and instead it's swept into the far side. Adam Mahler in deep. Mahler tries to get it to the front. Turnaround try, blocked. Follow-up try for Johannesson, doesn't get through. Yohala carries down to the corner, working off Melgren. Wanted to give it back to the point, but Adam Mahler went for a change. Yohala hauled down. Cody Campbell letting the officials hear it. Dumped in. Luke Malkasian and Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs lost the battle. Malkasian spins it back around to the far side. Albert, long shot. That goes well wide. Checks up behind the net. Luke Malkasian throws it in front. It ends up finding Billy Batten. Batten gains the blue line and then chips it not far enough for an icing. 73 seconds left in the period. Far side taken away by John Small. Small eludes the pressure from Lipset. Gets it right back from Jordan Gibbs. Touched up for Mindorf. Final minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. As Spencer takes this away, throws it in front for Small, who can't quite tuck it into the post. Small had beaten the goaltender and couldn't pull the trigger on the shot as he had stick handled around him.
And then he was looking backdoor for Spencer, who had an open side of the net, but Spencer couldn't connect on a one-timer.
They've got Mindorf in front. He's knocked off the puck. Spencer finds it. Spence comes across the near side and Fleming. Fleming dumps it down low for Small. Small pinned in the corner. 25 seconds left. Small in front for Mahler. Mahler's shot blocked wide by Lipset. Far side. Good keep at the point by Fleming. Fleming tries a shot. It's blocked and then chipped out to neutral. Beckwith rolls it deep. Final 8 seconds of the period. Mahler plays to the near side. Small looking to eat it along the wall. And the horn sounds to end the period.
Toros finished the period strong. A very good sequence with John Small having the best look. Ian Spencer couldn't connect, but then Adam Mahler also had a clean shot out in front, and that's what the Toros will be looking to replicate to begin the second period. Like you said, Ken, Toros weathers the storm. They knew the Bruins were going to come out hot, but scoreless into the first, as here's the replay. John Small trying to drive to his right, but just couldn't finish it off on the backhand. You get outshot 20-7, and the game's tied 0-0. You take that through 20 minutes.
For sure. We will take a short break. When we come back, Lauren Hill will be on the bench with John Small here on the Minotauros Network.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can. We're going to send it down to Lauren Hill with John Small on the bench.
John Small, sorry, I'm going to get going there. This is not your first time at playing the Austin Bruins in the postseason. What has been just your mindset coming into playing them again?
Just do the same thing as last year. Obviously, it's a different team, and we got a lot of new guys, but the goal is still the same. Try and win it as least games as possible. So, yeah, that's what we're trying to do here.
All right, and for the teammates that have not played Austin in the postseason, what has been your advice giving them as just like going into this year?
Yeah, just play physical. They're just going to try and hit and pin you, funnel pucks to the net. So as long as we win the net fronts and just make sure we keep our forecheck and try not to get pinned, I think we'll have success tonight.
All right, and your dad is here supporting you. How awesome is it being able to play in Austin, Minnesota in a playoff game in front of your dad?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. He's obviously put so much in for me, and it's just cool to play here in front of him, yeah.
All right, thank you, John. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Lauren. We'll send you out to break. When we come back, we will have the Forebears Casino Lodge Intermission Report after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. And I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
Welcome back into the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena. Toros and Bruins scoreless through the first 20 minutes. But that period went, at least for the most part, how I expected. We expected the Bruins to throw everything but the kitchen sink. They outshot the Toros 20-7. But Lucas Swedin played well as you can play in that situation. Stopped all 20. Looked strong. Rebound control was good. No real second chances. What I liked, even if he did give a rebound, the Toros did a good job of punching those rebounds to the corners before anything could come of it.
And Svedin's one of the best in the business. In the regular season, posting a .940 save percentage against the Austin Bruins, a team that's had some success against the Toros. 4-4 in the regular season. Toros took game one. Svedin had a save percentage of .934 despite going 2-4 in his first 6 starts against the Bruins.
Yeah, a strong showing so far tonight, and I think the Toros now weathered that storm. Now the question is going to be, can they counter, right? We haven't seen just 7 shots on goal. Toros got a few chances late in that period. Cody Campbell has the boys back in the room, a chance to adjust. Can they come out, take what they saw from the Bruins, and have a plan to get the puck going? I guess because the team switched side, we still want it going that way down the ice, just now on Toro sticks instead.
And I think the one player that really stood out for the Toros of the forwards was Noah Gibbs that period. Gibbs did a great job, not just of clearing the puck, but playing it to himself in the neutral ice, moving the puck down into the Bruins zone. Now, keeping the puck in the Bruins zone was another problem for the Toros that period, but I think Gibbs, if he can get some help from Jockums and Chuck Owens, I think that line could set up some shots in the second and third periods.
Yeah, I thought John Small also had a strong period. A good chance that he just couldn't quite tuck the puck inside the post after he had stick-handled around Axelson. Also, a good job saving a rebound at the other end and poking into the corner. Let's take a look at the brackets and the out-of-town scores. The Wings, as we mentioned, took that 1-0 lead last night with an overtime win against the Bobcats. They are hitting the first break, still scoreless.
Yeah, when I looked up at the screen, I thought that was the score of the game, and my head shot back down to see if I had missed something. But 35 seconds to go in the first there. Bobcats, 9 shots to the Wings, 6. Much lower total than we're seeing here in this game.
Now we'll go down south. The Lone Star Brahmas picked up a win last night to take a 1-0 series lead. That game not yet underway. The other game down south, triple overtime last night between these two teams. Game was ended, I think, like 3.5 minutes into that third overtime. Corpus got the win. Right now, they are hitting the first break even at 1 aside. Turning our attention out east, where the Rochester Junior Americans picked up the win last night and now have a 2-1 lead on Johnstown as they're about to hit the second intermission in Rochester, New York. And the other bracket, the Maine Nordiques, picked up a win against the Maryland Black Bears, but the Maryland Black Bears have a 2-0 lead early, or no, make that late in the third period in Maryland. The Midwest Division, Anchorage got the win late last night. Of course, that game not yet underway. It'll start sometime in the distant future as far as we know. We still didn't bother to do the research on the time zone. The other half of the bracket, the Wisconsin Wendigo, have a 1-0 lead after winning last night. They're trailing in the first intermission Chippewa with a 1-0 lead on the Wendigo, trying to steal home ice from Wisconsin at the Eagle River Sports Arena. Here, once again, it is still scoreless between the Toros and Bruins. Let's take a look at the over-unders and where we stand. Total combined penalty minutes, 10.5 so far, just 2 penalty minutes. And they belong to the Toros. Lucas Swedin was called for tripping. 65% of you took the over, only 34.5% took the under. The second over-under was total Toros goalie saves. Didn't think we'd get there at this point in the game, but Swedes already 20 saves. He needs to make just 10 more. At this point, we'd love it if it went under. And total overtime minutes played, 5.5. Obviously, we won't know about that until much later in this one. 92.7% of you took the under. 92.7% took the under. 7.3% took the over. So, Evan, we talked about how this game felt like a game that would get overtime. I, wishful thinking, took the under. You took the over. Not a lot of fans agree with you quite yet.
But it's been, I mean, as much as we talk about that 20-7 shot differential, I think the Toros have done a good job when they've been pinned in their own zone of keeping Lucas Svadin out of those grade A opportunities for the Austin Bruins. And, I mean, defensively, you got to keep looking at Landon Fleming and Adam Mahler. They played terrifically last night. And the one thing sometimes with Landon Fleming that happens is he gets a little bit out of position in the offensive zone. He might drive down into the corner, but I thought he was in the perfect spot at all times last night. I thought he played good, smart hockey, didn't try to do too much, and that's what the Toros need from Landon Fleming.
Yeah, he's kept his aggressive plays to a minimum, which has kept him in the right side of the defensive zone. Looking ahead, no matter what happens tonight, we know that Game 3 for sure will be a Friday night in Minot. Game 4 may or may not happen. However, Game 4 tickets are on sale. If you buy a ticket for Game 4 and there is no Game 4, it will become Game 1 or 3, depending on who the Toros face if they get to the second round. Of course, with the win last night, the Toros know that if they don't win tonight, there will be a Game 4. So no matter what, Toros will have 2 playoff home games after winning last night. So get your tickets now, tickets.minotauros.hockey.com, or just go toros.com and click on the tickets tab. Season ticket holders, you have until Monday to claim your seats for Game 3. Noon on Monday is when those tickets will release to the general public, and noon on Tuesday is when Game 4 tickets will release. So, season ticket holders, log into your account, claim your tickets before those deadlines, or your seats will release to the general public.
And autograph playoff pucks and mini sticks are also being sold on Dash, so make sure to check those out. Those are buy now. This is not an auction. So if you're interested in picking up a signed puck or a signed mini stick, make sure to go check out Dash.
Yeah, dashapp.io or the digital auction tab in the Toros Hockey mobile app, which you all should have. That'll do it for the Four Bears Casino Lodge Intermission Report. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll drop the puck on period number 2. Toros and Bruins here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena here in Austin, Minnesota. Game 2 of round 1 of the Robertson Cup playoffs. As always, I'm Ken Oda. Evan Epstein is alongside as we get ready to start the period. Toros and Bruins still scoreless. Got some more social media check-ins we got to get to. The Dollies say hello. Dorothy Small watching in Orland Park. The Evergreen Park Smalls are watching as well. The Seekings family. The Stahowiak family is aboard tonight. The Creaser family from Arlington Heights, Illinois, making this former Wayside Wildcat smile. The Kings checking in from Minot. The Pearson family checking in from Minot. Susan Farrell, Kevin P's aunt in Chicago, is tuned in. The Sweets made it home. Mike Bass and the rest of the Bass family aboard. Braden Tews, Lacey Britt. The Braults checking in from Janesville. The Ramirez family from Pittsburgh. As the delay here is, I guess they're just going to make sure the clock runs all the way down. So thank you to all of you for checking in, giving me something to do while we wait for the period to start. Robin Ramirez checked in as well. Gwen Johnson, David Ramirez, the Tims and Connerys are aboard. They finally put 20 fresh minutes up on the clock, and we can start period number 2. Bruins win the draw back. It goes all the way down into their own zone. Williams launches one for Lorenza. 2-on-1 if they hurry. He's got Paddington. Lorenza walks in. Wires save made, and the rebound eluded Patterson, who tried to swat it out of midair.
If Paddington connects with that puck, it's 1-0 Bruins. Svedin had not recovered.
O'Hannison, stop-go move, trying to get around Albert. They'll go into the corner together instead. Albert frees the puck up, turns it over to Yohala. Yohala looking up top. He wanted Jordan Gibbs. The pass was errant, and now the wrist goes the other way. Albert, the defenseman, working on Tui. Tui blocks the shot wide, and Yohala finds it. Yohala looking up ice for Batten, but it's cut off. Luke Malkasian across for Evan, who shot it up over the net. Follow-up try, that goes wide. Rebound near point, Bynum. Bynum's shot blocked. Rebound there. Follow-up try into the glove of Swedin for Paddington. 19:03 left to go in period number 2. The Toros are still under siege.
E.J. Paddington had his back to Lucas Svedin and couldn't even see where he was putting that puck on net. He happened to put it right into the glove of Svedin. This is the 2-on-1 before. Alex Lorenza on the right sees Paddington on the left. I think if Lorenza shoots that a little bit earlier, then Paddington might have a chance at the rebound, but because Paddington's momentum had taken him all the way toward the cage, there's not much he can do there.
Bruins control the draw, but it's poked free by Tui. Chopped ahead. Middendorf couldn't find the handle as he was getting worked over by Bynum. Hirschfeld to the near side and Bynum. Bynum looking up the middle, no one there but Middendorf. Middendorf looks up ice for Spencer. Spencer stepped into by Hirschfeld. Lund takes over, hands off to Beckwith on the near side. Beckwith puts it in, shot. Gobbled up by Swedes. 18:39 to play in period number 2. A few more check-ins. The Swests checking in from Houston, rooting for Billy Batten. The Millers are in Lansford, and Paul and Susan Zielikowski in Mohall, North Dakota.
And I think the thing for the Toros that's going to help them this game is how experienced this roster is. Top line's littered with 20-year-old players and a lot of postseason experience, not just from the returners, but you look at guys like Noah Gibbs, who's been to the postseason with the Janesville Jets, Billy Batten up in the AJHL. He's played in the playoffs. And I think that's going to help these guys be able to counter this strong start from the Bruins.
Lund puts a shot wide that goes off that end wall hard. A follow-up try, blockered away by Swedes. That one was from Lipset. Beckwith rings it to the far side. Delayed call coming, and it's going to be on the Toros. This is Lund feathering it in front. Bynum steps into one. It goes wide.
Axelson to the bench.
And as Small touches, the whistle goes. What's the call? It's a high stick, and they're taking Ty James.
And that once again feels like a punch to the face for the Toros. You saw Ian Spencer take a high stick yesterday, as did Adam Mahler. No whistle comes of it.
They're not taking Ty James. They're taking who? High stick on the goalie.
Another one on Lucas Svedin.
2 penalties on Lucas Svedin.
Gavin Middendorf is going to go serve it for the Toros. Svedin's asking what he did. We'll take a replay and see if we have an angle at the play. For these to be the 2 penalties that are called.
I've never seen this before. As much as they've let go everywhere else on the ice, yeah, they called the penalty. They called the penalty on the goaltender. It's being served by Mindorf, and now a delayed call as Fleming got hooked down. They're taking Flem.
Flem got the high stick.
So they're matching minors. It's a hook.
An unsportsmanlike is going against the Toros. They're calling it unsportsmanlike on Landon Fleming. That's absurd. We don't know what he said, but
it's for, they're saying he embellished. That's, as we get another look. So it's a hook and an unsportsmanlike.
I mean, I think he caught a stick to the face and he tripped. I don't think. He's off balance after the contact.
So it stays 5-on-4. But now the Toros lose one of their main penalty-killing defensemen.
And now it's Ty James with Adam Mahler out on the ice, as well as John Small and Ian Spencer.
Jackson Riley, the Bruin who was called for the hook. Bruins control. This is Paddington. And the Bruins clear it on their own. Spence up on the pressure against Bynum. Spence wins the battle, trying to get to the front, nothing doing, so instead he'll bank it back. Toros will play some keep away. Clark tried to clear it, he hit Small in the face.
Paddington almost.
And then an aggressive play by Swedes to come out and clear that, but the Toros have yet to receive a power play. The Bruins have 2 from stick infractions by the Toros goaltender. I've never seen that before. This is Bynum across. Luke Malkasian was looking backdoor. He didn't get the tip he wanted. Bynum with a shot blocked by Small. Beckwith cancels with Batten. Back to Bynum for a shot that goes wide. Rebound in behind. Bruins. Beckwith plays it behind the net. Watched by Jordan Gibbs. Near side, Batten pressures, but it's up to the point in Bynum. 30 seconds left on the Papa John's PKs. There's a shot save made. Rebound to the near side. Bynum finds it. Bynum with a long shot blockered up and out of play by Swadin.
And it took a tip off either the post or the crossbar just based on the noise that it made. Lucas Svedin has now made 26 saves. 6 shots on goal this period for the Austin Bruins and 21 seconds left to kill for the Toros.
James, Mahler, Spencer, and Owens. As the good news, John Small still on the bench and he's not getting worked on by the trainer. So while he's not out for his usual PK shift, he's probably just needs another moment to collect himself. Bruins go to work. Hirschfield, shot, save made. Rebound up and out of play.
And we talked about this a little bit before the game, but the end wall, the glass is not as high as it is out in Minot. Stays the same height around the ice. We saw whistles yesterday as pucks bounced up into the netting, and that's another one there that you think would stay in play.
John Small now comes out to take his shift with Spence. Small and Hirschfield on the draw. 11 seconds left to kill for the Toros. Hirschfield wins it back. Evan Malkasian looks to the middle. Beckwith shot. Save made by Swedin. Back to the point. Williams gives down the wall to Hirschfield. Across for Melgren. Shot, save made. Spence flicks it ahead. Finds Mindorf. 3 Bruins back, so Mindorf just rolls it deep. After it is John Small. He's met by a pair of Bruins. Williams digs it out. Williams up the far wall. Throws it towards the Toro zone. Won't go for icing. Toros bank it back out. Melgren dumps it. Swedes out of his net. It gets by him. Jordan Gibbs is on it. And now, what's this whistle? I believe it was a delayed offside, so they call the whistle for the pressure. 946 seconds left to go here in period number 2. We've got Ohani's mom and Nick Ohanison, former Toro, checking in from a family birthday party in Michigan. Lipset and, well, now I was looking at number 10. I almost said Ohanison, but that's Yohala. Of course, Nick wore number 10 for the Toros for 2 seasons. He has trouble on the near wall. Day takes over. Day flicks it deep into the Toro zone. Sprates and Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs takes a good line and wins the race to that puck. And then he just got dumped well after that puck was gone. Batten working up ice, gets chopped down. Tui pokes it towards the front. Nothing doing. Day banks ahead. It'll get out to neutral. Jordan Gibbs back on it. Fired up ice. The Karam did not go to Ohanison, and the Bruins take over and promptly ice the puck as long as the Toros win the race, which they do. Offensive zone draw for the Toros. And Owens line with Fleming and Mahler out to take it. And as well as the Bruins have played, it would be an absolute backbreaker for them if the Toros can strike first.
Yeah, getting outshot 29-7 to start the game, but right, Toros stand strong defensively, and despite all the pressure from the Bruins, sometimes you feel as if the momentum shifts back to the Toros because of how well they've dealt with it, right? Frustration builds for the Bruins when they can't net one, despite all the good work they've done to start this game.
50-50 draw, puck to the corner. Jochums finds it. Looks up top for Mahler. Mahler banks it wide of the net. Owens with a tip. It comes towards the front, and Noah Gibbs was lurking, and now Lipset over to Owens. Toros behaving themselves. The Bruins maybe starting to show a little bit of frustration.
And can throw it back to your keys to the game. Crazy hops off the wall. Adam Mahler throws it off the end wall, comes out in front for Noah Gibbs. Axelson sees the puck and gets over it. But it hasn't just been the Bruins taking advantage. This is now the 6th game of the season down here in Riverside Arena. Toros are starting to realize that as well.
Kim Bartel checking in from Bozeman. The Ness family checking in from Minot. John Kowitz says, Nick who? Draw to the left of Axelson. Bouncing puck to the slot. Good poke by Jochums, frees it up, but only for a moment. Now it's ahead for Beckwith. Beckwith chips it into the Toro zone. Adam Mahler will be the first to this. Mahler wins that battle, plays the near side, and Jochums jams out to neutral. Noah Gibbs up on the pressure, but Svetessin plays it ahead. Good read by Jochums. Jochums in behind the defense. In a low shot, it's in! Braden Jochums gives the Toros a 1-0 lead here in period number 2. What a read, what a finish by Jochums, and the Toros are on top.
Ken, you spoke it into existence right there. What a play by Jochums. 5 goals in the regular season, 4 assists. He scored in 4 games, had 4 game-winning goals. in each game that he scored in. A huge play right there as Riverside Arena has gone silent.
Toros on top here in period number 2. Draw in neutral. Chipped into the Toro zone. They'll dig on the near side. Albert digs it out, and now we've got a call coming. It'll be against the Bruins. Toros will go to the power play, leading by 1. 14-10 left to go in period number 2.
And talk about turning the tides right after the Jockham's goal. Toros will go to the man advantage. Luke Malkasian heading to the box.
For a slash.
What's the signal here? A slash.
Here's another look at the goal. Just a great read by Jockham's. And then the ability to accelerate into the zone and pick his spot. The first real test for Axelson here in the playoffs. You mentioned it in the pregame show. No playoff experience for Axelson. And Jockham's makes him pay.
Jockham's faked 5-hole and then took it up and over Axelson. It was a very small deke, but a great move.
Mahler down to the half wall. Spence carries to the middle, fights through, still holds possession, then looks across for Yohala, who couldn't quite catch it cleanly. The Toros will have to regroup. Rung in by Mindorf. Spencer and Hirschfield after it. Poked in behind the net. Williams finds it, and the Toros will chase.
And this is an Austin Bruins penalty kill that still hasn't given up a power play goal since they played the Toros in the regular season, including yesterday. Their past 5 games, 22 for 22 on the kill.
Spence looking into the middle for Ohannes, and it didn't connect. Beckwith plays it across. Lipset turns it over. Fights to get it back, though. And now Lipset looks up the far side. The Bruins had 10 shorthanded goals this year, and Lipset was trying to get another. Eventually, the Bruins just take it away, though, and send it down the ice. A minute left to go on the power play for the Toros. Swedes drops it for Mahler. Mahler gives to Small. Small across for Jockham's. Jockham's into the zone. Just banks to the far side. John Small on it there. Small dumps it down low. Jockham's lets it ring to the near side and Batten. Batten down to Jockham's, who gets in trouble with the referee. And now Jockham's having his stick held, fighting to get free. Flicked to the near side, and Jordan Gibbs. 26 seconds as the Toros finally get set up. Small across for Batten. Batten wires it, goes off the end wall. Small couldn't one-time it into an open side. Jordan Gibbs hands to Small. Small delays, shot into the glove for a whistle.
Braden Jockham's just a little bit to the left of that shot. Noah Gibbs got a good screen in the way of Axelson. And that might be the first tough test that Axelson has answered tonight. And sometimes that will do it for a goaltender. Going on the penalty kill, facing a few shots back-to-back, could get him settled into this game. But you wonder if he is, right? He's seen just 9 shots in 27 minutes and 38
I'd
seconds
say he
of
only
hockey.
saw 8 of them.
That's a fair point, Ken.
Right of Axelson. Bruins control and dump out to neutral. Mahler hands to Nichols. Nichols looking in the middle. Finds Mahler. Mahler wires. Save made. Rebound hacked at. Still loose. And the whistle goes. And Fleming had the puck on his stick. Oh.
And Axelson eventually covered it, but I think it's because Mahler stopped playing it once the whistle blew.
Quick whistle maybe cost the Toros a chance there. We get another look. I believe it had bounced out to Fleming on the left side there. And the whistle went as he hacked it towards the goal.
And the Nichols-Edwards-Ramirez unit looks to stay out there till at least the next whistle. They got a couple of shifts in the first, and I believe this is their first here in the second.
Edwards wins the draw sideways. Nichols is tied up. Bouncing puck squirts to the middle. Fleming finds it, fires, save made off the mask. And now Nichols is going to go for a big hit on Lund. Puck comes across, Lipset. And as Fleming touches, Lipset runs into into Fleming. A very late hit. Are they going to call that too? So Nichols will go for that battle in front of the net.
And interference is the call, and this is where I have the problem with the consistency. You haven't called the big hits all weekend long, right? They've called the trips, and, agree with it or not, they've called the trips all weekend. But they haven't called a hit like that.
They haven't called interference. They haven't called any of those tie-ups. But Toros go to the Papa John's PK for the third time tonight, this time leading by 1. They'll toss Lorenza from the draw. Small and Paddington will face off. Bruins control. Luke Malkasian drops, jam play. Mahler shut it down, loose in front again. Puck pinballs, Toros find it, and Ian Spencer sends it 200 feet.
They go for the jam play again to start the power play, and it almost works. We'll see if they keep trying to set that up off the faceoff.
Bruins, a league best, just one shorthanded goal allowed as there's a shot blocked by Mahler. Second stop by Swedin, and the Toros get the clear.
Adam Mahler has been playing very physical hockey so far this game, which you expect from Adam Mahler, but it seems like there's a little bit of frustration behind it as well.
Bynum looks across for Lorenza, back to Bynum, top of the umbrella, shot save made, rebound loose, Small took 2 whacks at it, and the second one fired into the crowd. Is everyone okay?
And Adam Mahler was the player we were talking about coming into this weekend as he just committed to Stonehill, third year with the Toros. And the numbers he's put up, not just this season with Minot, but over the 3 years he's been here, has been absurd. You can go through goals and assists, but I think the number that stands out most, plus 83 in 3 seasons. And that first year, the Toros were barely 500.
Yeah, definitely the career plus-minus leader for the Toros. I think all 3 of his seasons are top 10 in franchise history, so no one else even close in the plus-minus category. Batten just hacks the draw to the Austin blue line. Williams forced to backpedal by Batten's pressure. Williams gains the line, chips it to the corner. Will he be able to chase it down himself? He and Clark come together. Melgren finds it. Bruins fans want another call on the hold, but they have been calling those all weekend, and it's the same officiating crew as last night, so what's good for the Goose and whatnot. This is Melgren, leaves it down to the goal line. Beckwith for Hirschfeld, who plays it back to a point that no one is at, so the Bruins clear it themselves. Owens up on the pressure. Williams mishandles, throwing up the far wall. Batten finds it. Batten working along the boards, just trying to kill clock as he's pinned by a trio of Bruins. 18 seconds left on the PK for the Toros as Hirschfeld starts up ice. Good hit by Clark, and now a puck swept at, and Swedes gets run over by Evan Malkasian. He doesn't have his stick. Williams with a shot, it's blocked, it's loose in front. Good clear by Clark. Bruins still controlling the zone though. Another shot blocked. Toros come full strength. Williams, one pass across, one-timer fanned on, and then it's hacked to the corner on the second try. Looks like me at the driving range. This is Lund with a shot that's blocked. It goes to the far corner.
Davin Nichols came flying out of the box. Great defensive pressure as time ticked off his penalty.
Bruins trying to catch the Toros in a change. Good step up by Batten, frees that puck up. Mindorf couldn't find the loose puck, however, and now Melgren back in his own zone. Up ice for Hirschfeld. Across, the Bruins gain the line, feathered in Hirschfeld. Backhand try, gloved and held by Swedes. I think it was ticketed wide, but he holds on anyway.
Oh, and Ian Spencer with a late blow there, but they're not going to call anything. And Spencer wants the penalty, and then Bruins fans want the retaliation penalty.
I think Spence wants the call for Swedes getting run. Here's another look at Swedes getting run.
That's clear as day. Right into the crease, and maybe there's a push from the Toros. Maybe not as clear necessarily.
But I think that's what the Toros bench wanted is And what Ian Spencer wanted was some kind of call. You've called Swedes twice for penalties. I've never seen a goaltender get 2 penalties in one game. You almost never see them get penalties at all, let alone a trip and a high stick. So he gets run over, and they call nothing.
And it's O'Hannesson, maybe the cooler of the alternate captains for the Toros, going to get the explanation, as Ian Spencer was a little bit heated up after that. But even O'Hannesson is frustrated as well.
It's time for our Mosquito Joe pest of the game. He's on the blue line right now, Kobe. It is the one and only Alex Lorenza.
Point leader in the NAHL, 82 points.
55 games played, 82 points. He is on the draw against John Small to the left of Lucas Swedin, who does not look at all intimidated by that earlier contact. Lund has trouble with Mindorf. He just chips it down low. Luke Malkasian working against Adam Mahler. Rings it to the near side. Toros take it away. They've got Mindorf ahead. Mindorf forced to turn. Has it in his skates. Spence digs it out, tries to give it back.
Bynum holding Middendorf after the puck got away.
At some point, you've got to call something. And now the Bruins have iced the puck.
And Bruins fans, for some reason, are the ones clamoring for the call.
Draw will be in the offensive zone. Icings are brought to you by our friends at
Minot's Finest Collision Center.
Palindrome on the clock. 8:38 left to play here in period number 2. Toros lead the Bruins 1-0. Small line stays out. They've got James and Perreault behind them. 50-50 draw. Finally kicked to the corner. Mindorf wins the race to it. Mindorf tried to hand off to Small. Small was tied up. Good keep by Perreault. He chips it down into the corner. John Small on it. Gives to Spence. Spence lets it roll. Lund finds it first. Far side. Perreault, a good step up. Keeps it alive. Shot by Small. He was looking for a tip from Spence, I think, on the backside. Just didn't quite get it. Ty James pinches down, trying to get free of Paddington. Meanwhile, the Bruins chop this out to neutral. Perreault back on it. The clear allows the Bruins to change off that icing, except for their defense pair of Lund and Bynum. Now Bynum sends this into the Toro zone. That's an offside play, so the Bruins have to peel back. Jockums, hands far side, Perreault. Touched into the zone. A very late hit by Jackson Riley on Perreault. Strangely, the Bruins fans not looking for a call there. This is Hirschfield ahead, finds Day. May it be that they're not so much advocates of the rules as they are of their own team. It's ahead, Noah Gibbs in, tripped as he shoots. Will they give him the penalty shot?
And it was chopped down by the Bruins, and that chop actually set up Noah Gibbs driving to the net. They're going to discuss this one.
It's a trip. They're talking about it. The officials are talking. Five on three, I think. I think he just said 5 on 3. They're making 2 calls against the Bruins here.
All right, well, it's not the penalty shot, but Cody Campbell and the Toros will take that 2 minutes of a 5 on 3.
I don't know for sure. I think they're making 2 calls against the same player. So the Bruins will have to put a second player in the box. And the Toros will get a 2-minute 5 on 3.
And there's the chop from Hirschfield. Hirschfield
bench for too many, and the trip on the breakaway. So it's not 2 calls on the same player. It's 2 calls on the same play. Too many men and a trip. 5 on 3 for the Toros. The bench minor will be served by Day. So the Toros, a chance to blow this one open here, middle portion of the second period.
And it looks like Lipset, Williams, and Bynum to try and kill this one.
Toros control the draw. Spencer hands back to Adam Mahler. Mahler gives to Yohala. Yohala back to Mahler. They continue to play catch. And Lipset dives as he tries to get by Mahler. And that'll make it a 4-on-3.
And the Bruins, if this all goes scratch, will then have 15 seconds
You
of a 5-on-4.
called the dive on Fleming earlier. You called the dive on Fleming earlier. Why not call it there? If you make those match, it's still a 5-on-3 for the Toros. Either way, the Bruins will only have a 15-second power play when this expires.
And that goes back to the consistency that we've been talking about this weekend. Lipset still out there on the ice. He's going to take the face-off, and it comes in the attacking zone for the Bruins.
4-on-3 power play for the Toros. Toros control the draw. Gibbs, Yohala, Ohannesson, and Batten. Jordan Gibbs, I should be clear. Yohala gains the line. Stop, go, move. Now he drives the net. Yohala's shot. Where is it?
Axelson never saw it.
Somewhere in his gear. Axelson wasn't even sure he had it.
Axelson looks very uncomfortable in the second period. And Ken, we talked about it before the game. I thought they should have ridden with Solomon. Now, I know Axelson has put up great numbers, .937 save percentage this year, but Solomon has playoff experience. He gives up 2 last night, one of which 2 defenders missed Billy Batten. The other was a close shot from John Small. I thought Solomon played well.
Toros control the draw. Jordan Gibbs hands off Ohannesson back up top. Jordan Gibbs back to Ohannesson. Ohannesson gives to Gibbs. Gibbs comes across to Yohala. Yohala drops it down for Batten, who didn't catch it cleanly, but it's saved by Ohannesson. Sweeps across for Batten. Up top, Yohala. Yohala leaves for Ohannesson. Ohannesson gives to Jordan Gibbs. Shot save made. Rebound. In behind, Williams turns it over to Jordan Gibbs. Far side, Jordan Gibbs tied up. Lorenza has it. He's pushed off the puck, but he's able to at least chop it out to neutral. 49 seconds left in the 4-on-3. Yohala gains the line. Looks across. The pass was off the mark, and the Toros have to chase. Swedes stops for Tui. Tui ahead for Mindorf. Mindorf into the zone, hits the brakes. Looks for space. Mindorf fans on it, then gets it back to Spencer. Ian Spencer up top for Tui. Tui gives back to Spencer on the near side half. Yohala got dumped in front of the net by Bynum. Up top for Tui. Tui across for Spencer. One-timer off the post. Mindorf looking across for Tui. 4 seconds left in the 4-on-3. Then it'll become a 5-on-4 in favor of the Bruins. Mindorf shot blocked. Second one gloved and held by Axelson.
That's a terrific save from Carl Axelson. Middendorf quickly has the follow-up try off his own rebound, and he places it well, tries to go near post up top shelf. But a sprawling Carl Axelson
able to make the stop. Toros now shorthanded for 14 seconds.
But they do have the draw in the Bruins zone, so if they win the draw, they can pretty much at the bare minimum kill off these 14 seconds.
Owens with Fleming lined up behind him. Instead it's poked to the corner and the Bruins control. It's Lund. Lund looks far side, Melgren. Melgren carries into the offensive zone, chips it deep. Toros come full strength as the puck's put out front. Toros couldn't find it. They wanted to fire it up ice for Jochems. Instead, the Bruins work behind the Toro net. Evan Malkasian up top. Elbert with a shot blocked out front by Jordan Gibbs. Fleming finds the rebound, lost the handle. This would be an offside play, so the Bruins have to leave the puck behind. Owens gives to Fleming. Starts up ice. Long pass touch in by Noah Gibbs. 4:42 left to play here in the second as Owens finds this behind the net. He's got Jacobs on front for a one-timer, second try. Stopped and held onto by Axelson. And now we've got a Donnybrook. And then cooler heads prevail. It looked like it was going to be a full-on line brawl.
But I think both sides know that that would not be a wise decision. That puck was bouncing in the stomach of Carl Axelson, unable to catch it cleanly in his body. Jacobs looking for number 2 on the night. And then Elbert was upset that I think it was Jacobs got too close to Axelson.
Beckwith to the box. The Toros to the power play. No, they took a Toro as well.
That's Will Mazenko.
No, sorry, that is just Will Mazenko. I forgot he's wearing a player helmet, so when he was leaning back, I could just see the shininess of the helmet. So they take Beckwith for the rough. The Toros to the power play with 4:37 to play. Yeah, we need Mazenko to keep sitting the way he's sitting, where he's leaning forward. I could see the nameplate. Toros to the power play again. Small on the draw against Hirschfield. 50-50 draw, eventually dug out, but found by Svitessin, and he sends it all the way down the ice on net for Swedes.
And it seems as if the Austin Bruins have won the faceoff pretty much every time when the Toros have had it in their offensive zone on the power play.
John Small dumps this in wide of the net. Noah Gibbs the first to it. Touches it back to Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs carries in. Down along the wall. Has trouble. Gets tied up. Kicks it free. Jacobs. Jacobs will bring it to the far side. John Small will set it up with 90 seconds on the power play. Dumps it back down low. Jacobs can't find the handle. Batten has to avoid the referee in a race to this puck. Jacobs behind the net. Up top for Small. Small met by Svitessin. Poked out to neutral by Williams. Far side, John Small hands to Noah Gibbs. Noah Gibbs gives to Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs fakes to the middle and then plays it down to the corner. Noah Gibbs hit hard down there. Pokes free for Batten. Batten on the half wall. Toros will set up the power play. 54 seconds left. Batten holding up top for Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs doesn't have a lane, so he gives to John Small. Small shot blocker save. Rebound to the far side. Small touches up top. Jordan Gibbs. Jordan Gibbs across to Batten on the near side. Batten from the top of the near circle up top for Gibbs. Gibbs looking for a lane. Hits a body. It was Williams, and Karam's wide. John Small races over. Keeps that puck for a moment, but eventually it's taken away, and Bynum will look to clear all the way down. Swedes out of his net. Stops that for Jordan Gibbs. Just 19 seconds left on the power play as the Toros will start up ice. Near side, it's Mindorf. Mindorf had Yohala, missed him, but good news is Mindorf had at least crossed the red line. Bruins hacked that out of play. No, they say it was tipped by a Toro, and they'll put the draw in neutral with just 8 seconds left on the First Western Bank and Trust power play for the Toros.
And we touched on this a little bit yesterday, but with Billy Batten missing the final 4 games of the regular season, that broke up a power play unit that was together all season long. But I think Cody Campbell liked what he saw when Gavin Middendorf came with that first unit. But here's the thing, I don't think that just that first unit got better. I think the second unit got better when you put Batten in there, as Batten has been terrific in setting up his teammates. 23 assists since the Christmas break.
Bruins come full strength. Fleming hands to Batten. It's poked away. Now they've got Lorenza. Good job by Mahler to get back. Beckwith couldn't get by Mahler even though Mahler fell down. Mahler fights free, carries ahead. Hands to Ohannesson. Ohannesson tries to return it to Mahler. Beckwith did well to free it up, but then Ohannesson kicks it free again. Yohala sends it deep. Lund chips it over Ohannesson. Bouncing puck far corner. Batten trying to settle it down. Elbert there as well. Lipset in the scrum. Bouncing puck chipped in behind the Bruin net. Yohala pressuring Lund. Lund throws to the near side. Ty James down to a knee to keep it. Yohala, meanwhile, tackled by Lipset. Down low, Ohannesson. Ohannesson fighting for the puck. Lorenza ties up a Toro as well. It's Yohala who turns and says something to the ref as he tried to get free from that hold. Beckwith gives to Lorenza. Lorenza up the middle. Leaves off for Beckwith. Shot save made. Rebound to the near side. Spencer finds it. 88 seconds left in the period as Mindorf starts up ice. Mindorf working on Williams. Forced in behind. Mindorf, can he wrap it? He cannot. A good stop by Axelson, but a good job by Mindorf, who was way up ice, didn't have any offensive help to force an offensive zone draw.
And that's the speed from Gavin Middendorf to get in there, and I think that's what caused some of the changes for the Austin Bruins. You see a guy like Jake Sprates now in the lineup tonight. Sprates wasn't playing last night, but the Bruins got killed by the Toros' speed, and Sprates is one of the two fastest players on the Austin Bruins, the other one being John Hirschfield.
Draw will be to the right of Axelson. As I struggled my way through the final minute and a half of this period. Toros not struggling the last few minutes as the Bruins find this and promptly ice the puck as long as Adam Mahler wins the race, which he does. And that'll bring the draw back down to the offensive zone. Which side of the ice will the Toros put it? They'll put it back where it was, on the right side of Axelson. Small, Spence, Mindorf, Fleming, and Mahler out for the final 71 seconds. Speaking of 71s, it was Braden Jochums who got the Toros on the board earlier in this period. Bynum controls for the Bruins. Comes around the near side, tosses out to neutral. Good stick by Fleming, frees that up. Jackson Riley finds it, and they wave off icing, so Mahler has to play. He leaves for Spencer. Final minute of play in the period, brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment, is Mindorf. Carries around behind the net, chops out to neutral. Bruins dump it back in. They've got men in offside, so that allows Fleming time to survey and decide what exactly he wants to do with it. It wasn't that. He almost turned it over. Now they do complete the turnover. Riley out of the corner, throws it up top. Williams' shot blocked by a diving Small. It goes up off the glass. Near side, Mindorf couldn't hold on. And now a long shot from Bynum is gobbled up by Swedin with 27.1. Thought Mindorf maybe got tackled on that near side, and that's why he turned that over. Meanwhile, there's some debris on the ice down behind Axelson's net. I don't know what that is on the ice.
It's like a napkin or a
Yeah.
paper towel or something.
Hopefully that doesn't become a factor.
Just 27 seconds to get through, though, before they'll put a clean sheet out, and hopefully they'll
Usually the linesman would go
grab
scoop that up, but I don't think anyone on the ice has noticed it. 27.1 left to go here in period number 2. .50-50 draw, eventually kicked back in behind the Toro net. Jordan Gibbs finds it. Leaves to the near corner and Tui. Tui ahead for Owens. Owens hands to Jochums. Jochums gains the line and then flips it up out of play for a whistle. And now someone's found our little piece of paper towel. The linesman choosing to soccer it off the ice rather than maybe bend down and pick it up.
Lucas Svedin up to 37 saves on the night. Already over on that Four Bears over-unders. It was 29.5 total Toros goalie saves.
Draw to the left of Axelson. Owens line out for the final 13 seconds of this period. Lorenza across from Owens over the dot. Owens wins it, and delayed call. It'll be a penalty on the Bruins as they chop the stick right out of the hands of Noah Gibbs. Toros are going to hold. Long shot, save made, rebound loose in front. Noah Gibbs couldn't get to it. But a good job by the Toros to draw the penalty on Lipset.
And the whistle blows with 0.5 seconds to go, which means the Toros come out of the break with pretty much a full power play. Can't ask to start the third period much better.
So the Toros will just, I think Adam Mahler's going to take this draw. He's going to try and fire it on net. Toros only have 4 players on the ice.
And here comes Billy Batten.
So the Toros are, Mahler's just going to hack this to the net. Everyone else is going to charge the cage. Surprised they don't put Nichols out to do that. Only a half a second, a good clean win by Hirschfield puts the puck in the corner, and the horn sounds to end the period. We will take a commercial break. When we come back, Lauren Hill will have, I assume, Braden Jockums on the bench to talk about his goal that has given the Toros a 1-0 lead heading in to the second intermission here on the Minotauros Network.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Filled
Nicotine
with care.
can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
Back here at Riverside Arena, we'll send it down to Lauren Hill for the Farmers Union intermission interview.
Ken, I'm here with Braden Jockums. You scored a very crucial first goal for us tonight. I know it happened in the beginning, basically the second period there, but can you walk us through that play from what you remember?
Yeah, I mean, I got it out of the zone off of a low-end play from our, like a good play from our D, but I was low in the zone. I saw them go D to D, and I kind of read the play cross ice, and I just kind of skated and shot it. I don't really remember it. I just kind of blacked out when I got the puck.
All right, and this is your first time playing in these Central Cup playoffs. How is the feeling of just being here with all the teammates that you have, and knowing that last year they played the same team, and just what's the energy like?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, you know, we're brothers in there. We all love each other to death. You know, we're playing for each other, and it's just we have a really special group here, and we all love each other, and we're playing with our hearts out.
And what's the vibe in the locker room right now, knowing that we have Game 3 and possibly Game 4 at home in Minot if we do not win tonight?
It's good. We know we got good home ice advantage. We got a great crowd at home, but right now we're focused on pulling away with this one and coming back, getting some rest over the weekend, finishing off in our own house.
All right, thank you, Braden. Back to you, Ken.
That was Lauren Hill with Braden Jockums. Of course, he's getting his first action in the Central Cup playoffs. He followed the Central Cup playoffs last year when his older brother was a defenseman for the Toros, so might be the first pair of brothers in Toro history to both win a Central Cup, but we're a long way away from that. Right now, Toros just trying to get a 2-0 series lead here in the opening round. We'll send you out to commercial when we come back. The Four Bears Casino Lodge intermission report after these messages.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code Hockey100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/Hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. And I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength?
No, it's a motorcycle. It has two wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
What's up, Toro fans? This is Jordan Gibbs. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
That was Jordan Gibbs welcoming you back into the broadcast. He celebrating his 21st birthday with hopefully a Toro win and then a long, happy bus ride home. Toros lead 1-0. It was Braden Jockums who got the Toros going 5:31 into the second period. We heard him talking about it during the intermission interview with Lauren Hill. Just made a good read on the play. Was able to pick off a pass in the middle of the ice. We'll see the Bruins go D to D here, and he just read it, jumped in, and as he said, he blacked out, but he knew what he was doing. He picked a spot and buried it behind Axelson, who hasn't had to have a ton of work. He was much busier in the second period, though. Shot numbers in period number 2 look a lot better for the Toros, 17-14, bringing the game totals to 37-21 in favor of the Bruins. But again, it's the Toros who lead 1-0, and will start period number 3 with a 2-minute, well, I guess 1 minute 59 and a half second power play after Xander Lipset was called for slashing there at the end of the period.
And Ken, me and you, along with David Coyer, earlier this week on Toros All Access, we talked about how maybe the winner of a game or two is going to result of one of these goaltenders standing on their head and becoming Superman for a night. And it's not just Lucas Fedin, Carl Axelson, and Jack Solomon, as well as Will Mazenko. They've all shown the ability to do it. But so far tonight, it's been Will Mazenko.
Lucas
Fedin, pardon me. 20 shots faced in the first, 17 in the second period. 37 shots against is a healthy night's work, and he still has 20 minutes possibly more, to try and keep the Austin Bruins off the board. And that's the key to some of these series sometimes. When it's so defensive and so physical, you need your goaltender to stand up for a night.
Yeah, the Bruins 37 shots last night in the entire game. Tonight, 37 shots through the first 40. The good news is the Toros have been getting better each period through both games, right? So was that a good first period last night, a great second period, and an even better third period to close it out. Toros, let's be honest, had a bad period in period number 1. Outshot 20-7, didn't look very good, had trouble getting out of their own zone, but came back a strong second period. Yeah, they got outshot 17-14, but they had the period's only goal, and they looked to control the play much more. The Toros can continue that trend and have their best period of the night in period number 3. They'll be going home with a 2-0 lead. And
the one thing the Toros can't do over the final 20 minutes, they can't go shorthanded, because they've shown the ability to start to take over the game 5-on-5. Now 2 minutes, up a man to try and make it a 2-0 lead, but if you can't, the last possible thing you can do is commit more penalties, and we've started to see the officials call more penalties throughout this game.
Yeah, same refs as last night. They've certainly found their whistles there in period number 2. But let's take a look at what's going on around the rest of the league. Starting with the other half of the Central Division bracket. Scoreless in Bismarck at the second break. Shots only 19-16. So a defensive struggle. Kobe lets me know there's been, you said 28 penalty minutes. Let's open up that box score.
5 power plays, though, between both sides.
Roughing, goaltender interference, cross-checking. So 28 penalty minutes, but none of it of the more than the 2-minute variety. Right at the end of the period, Zane Rowan and Cooper Anderson get matching 4-minute roughs.
Anderson might have got an unsportsmanlike with a rough.
2-minute unsportsmanlike and a 2-minute rough. Rowan gets 4 minutes for roughing, so perhaps some frustration there in Bizzo.
Cancels out nonetheless.
Take a look at what's going on out east. The Rochester Americans, who have a 1-0 lead in the series, make that now a 2-0 lead as that just ticks final as I'm reading the box score. They get a 2-1 lead over the Johnstown Tomahawks. The other half of the bracket is Kobe. Johnny on the spot gets the update done. Maine Nordiques trailing Maryland. No, that goes final as well. So that series now even at 1 aside.
And that's despite the fact that the Maine Nordiques had 6 power plays in that game to the Black Bears 1. Nordiques, well, they were held scoreless. That means they're 0 for 6 on the man advantage.
Now we're going to head down south where Corpus Christi and Shreveport played a triple overtime game last night. Not a lot of gas in the tank, looking like shots 23-19 in favor of Shreveport. That one late second is tied at 1 aside. And the other half of the bracket, Lone Star already up a game-0 on the 4-seed New Mexico Ice Wolves. Well, they're 5 minutes into period number 2 where shots are just 12-7. But the Brahma have a 2-0 lead on New Mexico as the Lone Star Brahmas look to defend home ice in their attempt to repeat as Robertson Cup champions. That leaves only the Midwest. We'll start out in Alaska, where we know the game not yet underway. It was Anchorage getting the win last night. The other Midwest game, early third, the Chippewa Steel, a 1-0 lead on the 1-seed Wisconsin Wendigo. Shots 29-14 in favor of Wisconsin, but it's Gavin Mindorf's former club, the Steel, with a 1-0 lead.
Well, you could say a similar story at the rink right here in front of us. The Austin Bruins out shooting the Toros 37-21. I mean, we've hit that stat, but in the 8 games in the regular season, that was the theme. The Bruins outshot the Toros by the average shot differential was just under 7 shots per game in favor of the Bruins.
All right, let's take a look at how we're doing on our forebears over-unders. Total combined penalty minutes, 10.5. Well, we are over that, which 65.5% of you suggested we would, or guessed we would be. The second over-under, total Toros goalie saves. 80% of you said this would go over. I don't think we all thought it would be by the end of the second period, but it is well over by the end of period number 1, which leaves only total overtime minutes played, 5.5. With the Toros leading 1-0 heading into period 3, I think we're all hoping this goes under, which is what 92.7% of you went with. That brings us to the McDonald's Toros trivia question. It's tied into Game 2s against the Austin Bruins. In fact, a Game 2 that took place in this building 12 years ago. Who had the overtime game-winning goal in the Toros' first ever playoff game win? It came, like I said, in Game 2 of 2013 here in Austin. Your choices. 35.1% of you have guessed that it is Mason Morelli. 31.6% of you have gone with Jaden Martin. 17.5% of you went with former Toro captain Tim Donahue. And 15.8% of you went with Bo Ricketts. We'll reveal the answer during the third period media timeout, so there's still time, fans. If you haven't, to jump into the Toros Hockey mobile app, get your guess and a chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. Speaking of things in the Toros Hockey mobile app, click on the digital auction tab. Not an auction, but you can click on the Buy Now items, autographed playoff pucks and mini sticks. The mini sticks look really cool. I kind of wanted to snag one of those on my own, but then they all got signed, so now, just like the fans, I'm going to have to pay for one if I'm going to add to my collection. Fans, you can go in there and get your mini stick or signed puck. And, of course, round 1, games 3 and 4, we don't know for sure that there will be a game 4. In fact, at this point, we're hoping there won't be. Toros looking to take the 2-0 series lead in the best-of-5 Central Division semifinals. But if you buy Game 4 tickets, they will convert to the first home game of round 2 should the Toros sweep the Bruins. And, of course, if they don't sweep the Bruins, Game 4 will take place next Saturday night. Game 3 tickets, we know there's a Game 3 next Friday night on the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Evan, you've gotten your first taste of playoff hockey. You haven't gotten to experience playoff hockey at the Mesa Arena. What are you looking forward to most next Friday night?
I'm looking forward to the atmosphere. We've seen it get loud in there all year long. We've seen a packed house. But the playoffs just brings a little bit of extra energy, not just from the fans, but from the players, from everyone, from the front office, from the staff in the building. Everyone is excited to be there, and it creates a great atmosphere. And I'm looking forward to seeing the Toros fans cheering on the Toros to try and finish off the series against the Austin Bruins.
My first broadcast partner ever, a gentleman by the name of Joe DeTolve, used to say, there is nothing better than handshakes at home. Toros can close this one out. They can guarantee that if there are handshakes at home, it's because the Toros are advancing to round 2. We will send you out to commercial break. Find out if the Toros can take a 2-0 lead after these messages here on the Minotauros Network.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget,
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, the Riverside Arena, where the Toros look to take a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 Central Division semifinals. They'll start period number 3, not just leading 1-0, but with a minute 59.5 on a power play, as Lipset is in the box for a slash. Toros back to working right to left on your computer monitor or smart device. However you are tuned into the Minotauros Network, we are happy to have you aboard here on Easter Saturday. Wishing you and yours all a happy Easter, as we'll get out of here hopefully in about 35 minutes and try and beat the bunny home and enjoy Hannah Oda's first Easter. Toros control the opening draw. It's Yohala. Poked off his stick. Williams finds it. He'll clear it 200 feet. Some more fans checking in late. The Hyatts are aboard, as is Kim Nelson. And I assume the rest of the Nelson clan. Mahler to the far side, and Mindorf. Mindorf across for Spencer. Spencer chips it for Ohannesson. It's poked off his sticks. Vitessin able to clear it all the way down. Swedin out of his net.
This Bruins penalty kill hasn't given up anything all weekend long. They've been clearing the puck very well.
A strong PK all season long for the Bruins. Spencer looks across, finds Mindorf. Mindorf hands to Yohala. Shot, save made. Rebound cleared to the far side, and it just takes Adam Mahler out to neutral.
It was a great move by Middendorf to hold off on the shot. He got Axelson to bite. That gave Yohala a better look from just beyond the goal line.
Beckwith sweeps it behind the net. Lorenza has trouble. Bynum hammers it up the wall. Good keep by Adam Mahler. Toros will set it up with 59 seconds on the power play. Yohala sweeps it back to Mahler. Mahler walks to the middle, loses an edge, but finds Ohannesson anyway. Ohannesson shot, save made. Rebound, hacked at by Spence. He's trying to get free, and he's unable to chase down the rebound, and the Bruins get the clear. Good tie-up at the side of the net by Bynum on Spencer to deny the second chance opportunity. 35 seconds left on the power play. As the Toros start up ice, it's Jockums. Jockums can't squeeze by Lund with possession, but Noah Gibbs helps him out. Gibbs pinned. It's played back to the point. Good keep by Tui. Tui across for Small on the near side. Small carries down to the hash marks on the near wall, then banks back to Tui at the point. Tui looking for a lane. He doesn't have one, so he gives to Batten. Top of the far circle, across for Small. Small for a tip play. Doesn't go for Jockums, and Batten fans on the follow-up try. Wide open net for the Toros, and they couldn't convert. Pass hits a skate, but Tui able to keep it. Tui leaves off for John Small. Small shot, he wanted to tip, he didn't get it. Billy Batten holding. His pass across, it's a skate, and Karam's out to neutral, and Small pokes it back to Tui. Tui pressured and then has his pocket picked by Hirschfield. Feeds it in, shot. That goes wide, rebound to the near side. Noah Gibbs pokes it ahead for Batten. Batten able to chase it down, hits the brakes. Looks to the middle, it's broken up by Paddington. Paddington throws it to the near side, no one there for the Bruins. Yohala finds it instead. Yohala carries in, gets tripped up, and the puck heads up ice. Lorenza forced to turn, hands off Luke Malkasian. Malkasian working in, good stick by Mahler, denies even a shot attempt. Bruins player lost his stick, tries to soccer it to a teammate. Now he ties up Yohala 2-on-1. Spencer and Ohannesson. Spencer in, shot blocker save by Axelson. That was the right play. I don't think the pass was there. Sorry, you said the official.
The official was getting in the way of the puck there. That caused the turnover as the Bruins came the other way.
Fleming tied up with Luke Malkasian. Now the Toros go the other way. Hard to tell who was holding who. Meanwhile, Ty James shot off the outside of the net. James trying to get the rebound to the front, but Jackson Riley swoops in and takes it away. Spencer frees that up, takes it away. Spence in, trying to dance in, gets help from Jockums. Jockums, backhand pass to the front, gets cut off. Jockums still working down low, trying to center it, finds Clark. Clark, shot put out front. Owens, backhand try, doesn't go. Owens spun down, that doesn't draw a call. And now the Bruins go the other way. It's Jackson Riley. Riley dumps it in, looks to chase it down. Near side, Clark hacking at it. Sprates working along the wall, lost it to Owens. Owens had it poked free. Johnny on the spot was Jordan Gibbs, able to hack it to the corner. Toros work it up the wall. Lipset sends it deep. Clark swatted at it with a stick. Loose puck in front. Toros prevent the Bruins from even getting it on net. Good defense by Clark, Gibbs, and Ohannesson. This is Jordan Gibbs. Poked away from him, but it lays free on the Toro blue line. No Bruins there. Toros will circle back. 15:35 to go in regulation. Toros lead by 1. Banked to the near side. It missed Noah Gibbs, but it doesn't go far enough for icing. The Bruins take over. Elbert up the far side. Gains the line. Watched by Mahler. Elbert throws one on net. Stick saved by Swedes. Rebound to the corner. Controlled by the Bruins. Up top, Luke Malkasian comes across. Shot, it's in by Lund. Some frustration from Swedin after that one went in. I don't know if it took a deflection out front.
I don't think it did. And out of all the shots Swedin has faced, I'm surprised that that's the one that got by. We'll take a look at the replay because it might have. The puck fluttered a little bit, but I think that was just off the shot of Lund. We'll see it. Lund gets it here. I think that went straight through.
If it did, it hit the man up high. I think it did, and it bounced. I think it hit Ramirez, went down, and bounced. So we're back even at 1. Fleming drops it to Adam Mahler, far side. Mindorf tries to pick his way through traffic. He got tripped. The Toros will head back to the power play as soon as the Bruins touch, which they do.
That was clear as day. Evan Malkasian had his stick right
And
on the
he's
shins.
trying to suggest that it was a dive.
Evan Malkasian knows a thing or two about diving. He laid on the ice for a couple minutes yesterday. Didn't miss a shift after the trainer came out to help him off.
But now, if what Lucas Swedin did in the first was a trip, that most assuredly was. Puck to the corner. Yohala wins the race and rings it to the far point. Mahler. Adam Mahler holds. Gives to Spencer on the half wall. Spence has it hacked off his stick. Gets it back. Plays it up top for Adam Mahler. Mahler comes across for Mindorf. Mindorf up top for Mahler. Mahler feeds Yohala. Shot tipped to the wall. Spencer finds it. Gives it back to Yohala. Yohala drops down low for Spence. Shot from a tough angle. Save made. Rebound was there. The Toros, however, were not, and the rebound is cleared all the way down.
Carl Axelson is lucky that Ashton Bynum was alone in the crease for that rebound.
Swedes played it up ice, but the Toros couldn't chase down the dump, and it's back to Swedes.
Spencer was looking toward the bench, but he's going to stay out on the ice. Now Jochums comes on. Toros partially changes. Yahala comes off.
Pass back to Mahler is off the mark. Jochums has trouble. Now it's going to be a shorthanded rush. Beckwith, shot goes wide. Rebound around to the near side. Mahler behind his own net. Mindorf ahead. It's tipped. And Noah Gibbs couldn't find it. Toros will have to retreat and retrieve once again.
Toros have almost looked better when the Bruins have been at full strength than when the Toros have been up a man. There's been nothing doing on the power play.
John Small dumps it in. That's played with a high stick.
Toros touched
it, and now it's erased the other way. Savatessin has Hirschfeld with him. Savatessin is going to draw a call against John Small. Bruins now will try to hold on so that they get as much power play time as possible. Hirschfeld lost the handle and Jochums touches, so we'll go 4-on-4 for 15 seconds, and then the Bruins, who have already drawn even in this period, will go to the power play.
A hold is the call on John Small. I think you said it well, Ken. The officials have found their whistles late in game 2. Nothing in game 1.
Nothing in period 1 either. I think that's a good call, though. Small does turn him. You see the left hand grab the hip and rotate the body.
I would agree. I think that one's the appropriate call there. It was interesting as you went to talk to David Coyer. I think you were a little frustrated with the officials during the intermission, and then Coyer was as well. You've heard boos ringing out from Riverside Arena.
Our frustration is the same, though. It's not one-sided. It's just you set a standard for 90 minutes, and then that standard changes. This is Bynum. Long shot, blocker save, rebound to the corner. Luke Malkasian plays back to the point. Gets it back from Bynum. Bruins come full strength and head to the power play. Far side, Lorenza guides it back to the point in Bynum. Bynum to the near side in Paddington. Paddington rolls it down in the corner for Jackson Riley. Moves it quickly for Luke Malkasian. Finds Lorenza on the far side half. O'Hannison pressuring him. It gets back to Bynum at the point. They come across for Paddington. Paddington shot for a tip from Riley. That goes up and out of play.
Dangerous chance out in front.
That'll bring the draw out to neutral as well, as it was tipped by Riley up into the netting.
There was no Toros defenseman that had Riley marked in front of the net, so if the tip goes on net, it's dangerous for Svedin.
Lorenza and Chuck Owens on the draw in front of the Toro bench. Owens wins it back, and Jordan Gibbs sends it all the way down. Bruins control in their own zone. Ahead for Riley. He works it up to Paddington. It's off the mark, and now Swedes tried to clear it and almost carried him back into his own net, but the Toros able to clean it up and send it back down the ice for Luke Malkasian. 54 seconds as Batten pressures him. Bynum comes to the near side again for Luke Malkasian. Drops it back for Bynum. Bynum picking his way up ice, hands over the line to Lorenza. His pass, though, hits Batten's leg and carries him out to neutral, where Luke Malkasian takes over. Far side, back to Lorenza. Lorenza drops it for Riley. Riley back to Lorenza in the corner. 27 seconds left to kill for the Toros. Jordan Gibbs takes it away, and he sends it all the way down. Just 19 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. With speed, this is assistant captain Williams. All the way around the world into the zone. Shot save made by Swedes, who then gets the glove over the top. He made that save with the inside part of the blocker. It shot straight down.
And he lurched a little bit after. That's not necessarily how you want to make the save. You want to play that one out to the far corner with the meat of the pad. But as sometimes that puck hits there and it trickles back beyond the goal line, luckily enough for Svedin, it stayed down in the crease.
Straight down and stuck. 7 seconds left on the Papa John's PK. Spence, O'Hannesson, Fleming, and Mahler. Spence wins the draw, pushes it ahead. Spencer, challenging, shorthanded. Toros come even strength. O'Hannesson in, shot, save made, rebound, controlled by Beckwith. Meanwhile, Spencer tackled behind the play by Williams. 4-on-4 up the ice they go. Beckwith in, shot off the mask of Svedin. Rebound. Melgren and Spencer come together awkwardly. Bodies at the floor. And now Fleming guides it around to the near side. Spencer trying to spin off pressure, gets help from Small. Small chips it and gets buried in front of the Toro bench. How is that not interference? Given that they've started calling penalties, that seemed to be a clear one. That puck up ice goes right through Tui, so they wave off icing. Jordan Gibbs flushed out from behind the net, comes to the near side, and Jochums, a nice move away from Savitessin, then gets it back from Noah Gibbs. Jochums in, shot, save made, rebound picked up by Beckwith. Thrown ahead. This game's opened up quite a bit. The defenseman Lund up pressuring in the Toro zone, but winning the race was Jordan Gibbs. He hands to Mindorf. Mindorf carries into the zone, dumps it into the near corner for Jochums. Jochums punches it down low for Noah Gibbs. Noah Gibbs trying to get to the front, but it's hacked back to the corner by Savitessin. Jochums played it up the wall, looking for Owens. It ends up in a scrum that the Bruins eventually win. Bynum hoists one out to neutral. Clark unable to keep it away from Savitessin. Savitessin driving the net. Lost it in behind the cage. Puck still back there. Lipset banks back to the point in Williams. Williams looks across far point. Long shot wide. Rebound to the side of the net. Good stick by Clark to keep Lipset from putting it towards the cage. Williams keeps this to the blue line, looking for a lane, and a shot blocked by Noah Gibbs. Puck freed up. Clark has it. 9:20 to play here. Noah Gibbs able to jam that down the ice. Owens on the rush.
Oh, Owens had won that race.
And they are going to call the icing anyways.
And now they're bringing the Toros back out onto the ice. Official calling for 61. That's Noah Gibbs. They should have got the change in because Owens
won the race.
Yeah.
But it was pretty close. It wasn't like he had a 3 or 4 step lead. They were about even, but Owens had the better line to the puck. 9:12 to play here in a tied third period. Noah Gibbs trying to work his way up ice. Pokes it deep into the zone. Peels off to change. Yohala line over the boards for the Toros. Far side, Paddington. Up ice finds Lorenza. Hands back to Paddington. Paddington in, tries to center. Mahler blocks the pass, much to the dismay of a Bruin fan right in front of us. This is Yohala, wins a battle, looks to start up ice. Getting swatted at by Paddington the whole way. Paddington upended Yohala, but Batten dumps it in. Far side, Evan Malkasian drops to Lorenza. Shot blocked, and then Jackson Riley fell on it, so the Bruins couldn't create a chance off of it. Back to the point, Bynum fakes his shot, then throws one towards the front. It bounces off Luke Malkasian, and they ring it to the far side. Bynum pinched down from the point. Yohala battling with Lorenza. Yohala taken to the wall by Lorenza. Eventually it squirts free to be picked up by Adam Mahler. 8 minutes left to go here in regulation in a tie game. Bouncing puck. Meanwhile, well behind the play, Jackson Riley and Fleming came together. I don't know who did what, but that was a really loud collision for a play where it was nowhere near the puck. Evan Malkasian back to the point. Melgren's shot gobbled up by Swedes.
And Svedin was a little bit late on that reaction. I think normally you see him see the puck all the way through and there's not a jump at the end.
Media timeout. Let's take a look. Let's pay off our McDonald's Toros trivia question. First, a look at that last chance.
And Svedin, you see him pop up and then down as he caught it kind of between his arm and stomach. A save is a save, especially when he doesn't give a rebound, as we're still even, 7:39 to go.
Taking a look at the McDonald's Toros trivia question, it was, who had the overtime game-winning goal in the Toros' first ever playoff win, which came in Game 2 of the 2013 playoffs here in Austin? 35.4% of you went with Mason Morelli. 32.3% of you, Jaden Martin. 18.5% went with Tim Donahue, and 13.8% chose Bo Ricketts. The correct answer was Jaden Martin. Jaden Martin had the overtime game winner to get the Toros franchise their first ever playoff win. It came in season number 2, game number 2, right here against the Austin Bruins. Toros lost that series in 4. Toros trying to take a 2-0 lead in this one. Right now it's still tied. Chipped ahead for Mindorf. He couldn't get to it. Axelson plays it ahead for Melgren. Melgren carries behind the net, 7.5 to play. Bruins have this one up ice, left off to the far side. Return feed for Bynum, swatted away. Sorry, that was Lipset. Swatted away by Swedes. Hirschfeld with a shot that caromed off traffic and went wide. Lipset in behind the net. Jordan Gibbs working there. It squirts free. Mindorf finds it. Mindorf just hoists one out to neutral.
Bynum tried to play it.
Bruins fire this up ice. Evan Malkasian tips it in. He did not tip it in, so they call that an icing.
Malkasian disagrees. And the officials will huddle.
So the draw will be back down in the Bruins zone, I think. Yep. Toros will set it up.
Jacobs is asking it for it to be in the left circle.
Normally on an icing, you get to pick where the draw goes.
And that's what Adam Mahler is now, or that's Chuck Owens is now pointing to, and now they're going to bring it to the other side. Oh, are they?
Yep. So it'll be Owens against Beckwith on the draw. To the right of Axelson. 50-50 draw kicked free, and it's Bynum pushing play ahead. He's got Savitessin with him. Bynum gives to Savitessin on the far side. Shot blocked, then sashayed up off the glass by Swedin. Savitessin working out of the corner. Lost the handle, and it's Jacobs on the far side trying to speed ahead. He bounces one into the zone. Can he chase it down? He cannot. Savitessin's on it, throws it ahead out to neutral. Fleming from the red line dumps it in. Jacobs stays up on the pressure, but it's ahead for Jackson Riley. Riley gains the line, plays to the middle, put up off the glass by Swedin. Thrown in front, no one home for the Bruins. Picked up by Ramirez. Dane Ramirez up the near side, rolls it into the zone, but Albert finds it first. Throws this down the ice to the Toro blue line. Tui finds Ramirez in neutral. Ramirez into the zone, bounces one wide of the net. It just missed. Edwards on the back side. Nichols finds it, throws it towards the cage. It goes wide, checks up behind the net. Edwards and Ramirez trying to free it up for the Toros. Goes to the corner. Luke Malkasian turns it over to Edwards. Turnaround shot, that's blocked. Luke Malkasian then throws it up and out of play for a whistle. Defensive zone draw coming for the Bruins.
No, they're signaling out to neutral. Nonetheless.
Did he not throw that out clean?
The call was that Nichols tipped it. Nonetheless, that was a great shift from the fourth line for the Toros, who have just been picking up a couple of period. Might have been their last shift of the game. But I think they've done a good job of pressuring the offensive zone.
That one was thrown out clean and should stay in the defensive zone with a palindrome on the clock. 5:35 to play here in period number 3. And on the time clock, it's 9:29 at night here. And technically, I guess 11 is a palindrome as well, so 1-1 on the scoreboard. This is Yohala trying to dig his way to the front off the draw. He could not. Batten walking off the wall. It's poked away from him. Flicked out to neutral. Tui will retreat. He's got Paddington on his back. Swats it to the near side. He missed Jordan Gibbs. Hirschfield out front. Shot blocked off traffic. Swedes never saw it, thankfully. That's because it was 3 feet wide and up off the glass. Touched in by O'Hannison, who's hit late. And then Yohala run over as he was chasing that puck down. All of it cleanly. This is Hirschfield. Hirschfield shot blocked by Mahler. Comes to the side of the net. And Swedes gets the glove on top. For a whistle with 4:57 left to go here in the third.
This period feels very back and forth, very even. Shots agreeing with that statement, now even 9 aside. But the game has opened up more. You've seen a lot more chances come on the breaks. Toros missed on 1 or 2 where Spencer earlier was looking for Middendorf. It was a good chip to try and find Middendorf. But you've seen those type of plays emerging.
We've got Easton, Corey, Myron, and Shirley Thompson checking in. Oh, and Berkeley Thompson as well checking in from Arizona. Toros control the defensive zone draw. This is Ty James banking ahead, finds Small. Small gives to Mahler. Mahler hands to Ty James. Toros dump it in. 4:42 on the game clock. Spencer tried to fire a pass to Mindorf, but it was cut off by Lorenza. Far side, Lipset touched it for Luke Malkasian, whose shot's blocked by Adam Mahler. Mahler takes it away, plays to the far side. Mindorf had trouble, taken back by Lorenza. Lorenza guides it back to the point. Bynum finds Lund. Lund's shot goes wide. Ty James chips it ahead. Good play. Now Mindorf trying to get through. Can't get by Bynum. Into the Toro zone. It's picked up by Small. John Small retreats behind the cage. 4 minutes left in regulation. Starting to feel like next goal wins as Small dumps this in. Bouncing puck, gloved and then covered by Axelson.
And that's Noah Gibbs crashing down on the net, forcing Axelson to cover it up. And each face-off in the respective offensive zones become that much more important as time ticks towards 0 here in the third period. And this is the unit that has the goal now. It's not as if they generated the offense together. Jochum's unassisted, the takeaway out in neutral, and finished it off on the breakaway.
Owens will get tossed from the jaw as Noah Gibbs cheated in early. So now it'll be Jochum stepping in to take the face-off. Poked forward. Can the Toros get it towards the net? They can't, but Jochum should be the first of this on the wall. Throws it down low. It rolls in behind the net. The Bruins find it first. It's Beckwith. Beckwith avoiding pressure and then sends one wide of the cage, and Jordan Gibbs wins the race for icing. 3:36 left to go here in period number 3. We're all even at aces.
And it looks like they're going to keep the Gibbs-Owens-Jochum's line out for one more shift. You look at the clock and you think that if they stay out till about the 3-minute mark, then maybe you have that Yahala, Ohannes, and Batten line followed by the Spencer, Middendorf, and Small line to try and finish out the third.
It'll be Owens on the draw against Beckwith once again. Owens tried to drag it forward. He could not. Albert controls on the near wall, plays to the point. Fleming was on the wrong side of the blue boundary, so he just dumps it in. Williams holds behind the net. Toros pressure. Thrown up ice that again missed Malkasian and again goes for an icing. So the Bruins not able to change, and now Williams claiming he is hurt. So he is attempting to at least sneak one change in.
Looks like he's wiping sweat off his forehead. He's totally fine.
And they are calling the penalty. So Chuck Owens to the box late in the third.
And I didn't even see where this happened because there was no whistle on the ice when the penalty did occur.
No arm went up during play. So the Toros, the Bruins ice the puck, so the draw is not in the Toro zone. 50-50 draw. Spence punches it up the ice. Spence rides Malkasian into the boards. Malkison hands to Lorenza. Lorenza, far side Paddington, shot save made, and the rebound covered by Swedin.
And that time Adam Mahler did a great job to ensure that Nathan Williams couldn't get to that rebound, gives Lucas Svadin a breath to fall on that puck. And what we saw with Nathan Williams coming off the ice, he was trying to show the officials that the stick caught him up high, but there was no whistle on the ice when it happened.
Production meeting on the air. Kobe, make sure Lauren knows no intermission interviews for overtimes. Lorenza, far side. Bruins control up top for Lorenza. Lorenza walking in. Spencer forces him to give it up. Bynum holds up top. Finds Lorenza on the far side wall. Lorenza pressured, throws it back up top. Mishandled. Spence with Small. 2-on-1, shorthanded. Spencer's the trigger man. Fleming joins the rush. Rebound doesn't go. What a stop with the right leg by Axelson. But if Bynum covered the loose puck, it should be a penalty shot. How did Axelson get across with the right leg? But more importantly, who covered that puck in the blue paint?
And now Axelson was trying to get on top of the puck to cover it after the fact once Bynum got up. It was a terrific save by Carl Axelson.
Strong play by Spence. And then, yeah, where is this puck? I can't see it behind Bynum.
I mean, look at the position that Ashton Bynum is in.
But based on the way Axelson dives into Bynum to get on top of that puck, I got to think that puck was under Bynum first. Batten, O'Hannison, Clark, and Jordan Gibbs out for the Toros. Still 1:17 to kill on the Owens high stick call.
The other thing, though, Ken, is that Bynum might have been on top of the puck. It might not have been in the crease.
Yeah, they were very close to the edge of the blue paint. This is Melgren carrying into the zone. Tries a shot. It's blocked up and out of play for a whistle. Minute 2 left on the Papa John's PK for the Toros. Both teams with 6 power plays in this game. Steve Malizeski checking in. So is Corey Long. Sean Teskey says, every time I see an away game, I appreciate our barn. Believe you and me, every time I visit one of these other buildings, I appreciate our barn. O'Hannison takes it away and clears at the distance. 50 seconds left on the Papa John's PK for the Toros as Bruins holding their own end. Melgren eventually starts up ice. Drops it back for Williams. Williams into the zone. Lost the handle. He and Fleming go into the wall together. It's turned over. Spence looks to turn. 3-on-2 for the Toros if they hurry. Spence into the zone. Delays. Looks across for Mahler. Mahler's shot blocked. Rebound comes to the near side. Spence taken into the wall, looking to battle to hold on to it. But eventually the Bruins start up ice. 3 Toros back. 3 Bruins pursue up ice. Evan Melgren holds. Drops it back to the point. Bynum mishandles, then falls, fires one wide of the net. Meanwhile, Adam Mahler in a headlock as he's trying to get that puck free. Toros come full strength. 1:15 left in regulation. Game tied, 1 aside. John Small comes out of the scrum with the puck. Hoists it out to Lund in neutral. Lund dumps it right back in. It bounces. Swedes will stop it there for Small. Small holding. Final minute of regulation brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Toros and Bruins even at 1 as John Small starts up the middle of the ice. Small hits the red line, dumps it into the Zamboni door corner. Bynum back on it, plays to the far side. Good pinch by Ty James, frees it up. O'Hannison trying to work it free, but the Bruins are there instead. They play it to the near side, and Lorenza retreats behind the net. 37 seconds as he fires one out of the zone. It's tipped into the Toro end. Jordan Gibbs on it first, tries to turn it up the near side. Help coming there from Yohala. Yohala and Batten working along the wall. They come out of the scrum with it. Batten jitterbugs up the near side wall, gets through Paddington, then finds the late man for a shot from Ty James. It's blocked, poked to the corner by James. Yohala there to help as well. They'll dig along the far side half wall. Final 15 seconds of regulation. They're going to pin up along the wall. Bruins player's helmet's falling off. He's still playing the puck. He needs to go to the bench. That should be a penalty. Now Lorenza takes a run at Yohala. And the horn sounds to end the period. Paddington took roughly 2 hours to leave the ice after he lost his helmet. Toros should be starting overtime on the power play. They won't be. We will take a commercial break. 17-minute intermission, full 20-minute overtime. Next goal wins. We'll see who gets it after these messages and an extra Forebears Casino Lodge intermission report here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget,
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The puck, the net, the crowd, the moment. A chance to make history. Just like that perfect play, we're here to help you win at your financial game. At Great River Federal Credit Union, we offer competitive rates and innovative technology designed to empower you to achieve your goals. Become a member of Great River and score a $100 bonus when you use promo code HOCKEY100. Visit greatriverfcu.org/hockey100 for details and open your account. Member NCUA.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget,
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Welcome back inside the Spam Can, where we are headed to our first playoff overtime of the 2025 Robertson Cup playoffs. Take a look at the scoring in this one. It was Braden Jockham's 5:31 into the second period. A good read, picked off a pass in neutral, skated in all alone, and beat Axelson to make it 1-0 Toros. But 4:45 into the third period, Ryan Lund with a long shot from the point. I think it was tipped out front based on the reaction from Swedin. I think I saw it hit off Ramirez's stick, go down, and then bounce up and go over Swedin. Evan Malkasian credited with the assist. Long playoff history between these two teams. That naturally makes for long playoff overtime history as well. We've talked about it. Jaden Martin got the game winner in round one, game two back in 2013. The Bruins answered back in game three of that series with an overtime win of their own. 2014, round one, game four, the Bruins won that one. It was a thriller that went 3 overtimes. At the time, it was the longest playoff game in NAHL history. It went for 116 minutes and 57 seconds. That was back on April 12th of 2014. It ended the Toro playoff run as the Bruins won that one. One that I'm still not convinced the Bruins actually won. It was a turnover in neutral ice. Play went the other way. The referee was caught going the wrong way. It was a 3-man crew. He made the call that it was a goal from the blue line. We had the overhead thanks to KXMC, who was doing the game for TV. Didn't look like the puck went in, but nonetheless, the Toros fell in that one. 2018, Toros get some revenge. They win game two in this building, 3-2. David Reisanen with the game winner in that one. And then who can forget 2018 game three, Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena. Toros win 2-1. Nolan Sawchuk with a shot from the left point in the double overtime to win the Central Cup and send the Toros to their first Robertson Cup Final Four appearance. And then 2 years ago, round one, game one here in this building, it was the Bruins winning 4-3. So, good news, 3-3 in overtimes, but the Toros have won the game twos that have gone to overtime. Hopefully that trend will continue.
You know, picking it apart. But, yeah, a long history between these two teams in the postseason. That's what happens when you've now played 8 times, and the Toros, their first year was 2013, right? So 12 seasons, and you play 8 times in the playoffs. That is quite a few. Ken, I feel like this game can be broken down from the first 20 minutes into the second 40. First 20, Austin controls, but neither side gets on the board in the first. And then it's felt very back and forth the rest of the way. Jochum's, as you mentioned, the breakaway goal, and Lund was able to pop one for the Bruins early in the third.
I think one of the big questions here is which officiating crew is going to show up for overtime. Is it the officials who called the first 4 periods and called nothing? Or is it going to be the officials who were here the last 40 minutes and seemingly called everything? But taking a look around the rest of the Robertson Cup playoff bracket, let's keep it first in the Central. We're not the only game going to overtime in the Central Division. The Wings and Bobcats scoreless going into overtime. Shots 26-18 in favor of the Bobcats. Both teams obviously 0 for on the power play. Both teams with 3 power play opportunities. So no score there through 60 minutes. Turn our attention out east, where Rochester takes a 2-0 series lead with a 2-1 win over Johnstown, and Maryland draws even 1 game each with Maine. Down south, who knows, we might still be playing when this one gets going. Anchorage and Fairbanks. I'm sorry, that's Midwest. I scrolled too far. Lone Star up 2-0 on New Mexico. That one is early third. Returning champs are looking to repeat and take a 2-0 lead over New Mexico there. The other game down south, Corpus has taken a 2-1 lead with 2:58 to play. They're trying to take a 2-0 lead on Shreveport. Now we'll look at the Midwest, where Fairbanks and Anchorage are warming up. That game starts in 31 minutes and 43 seconds.
So we should actually be able to calculate.
We may actually still be playing when they drop the puck. In the other game in the Midwest, Chippewa takes a 2-0 win on the Wendigo to pull that series even at 1 game apiece, as Kobe will update the bracket as the Chippewa Steel look to upset the 4 over the 1. But really, the game that really has my attention outside of course, the one right in front of us is the other half of this Central Division bracket, where the Aberdeen Wings are an overtime goal away from taking a 2-0 lead on the 1-seed Bobcats. And we talked about it all week, that was a series that we could see going that way. You know, the Bobcats, as deep as they are as a team, didn't have a player who could really, on offense, take over a game. And the Wings have a fantastic goaltender in Cunningham, who has stopped all 26 he's seen tonight. Of course, the Bobcats, good goaltending as well. That's the story of this whole division. It's good goaltending all around.
Yeah, pick your poison. Like you said, Cunningham versus Anderson, Svedin versus Axelson or Solomon. It's been terrific. And I think when you look at that Aberdeen versus Bismarck series, of course, it's a rematch from last year. That series went 5 games, Bismarck eventually taking it at home in Game 5. And honestly, I thought that one was destined to go 5, but if the Wings are able to pick up 2 on the road and then you go home to try and
I would not want to be a team going down 2-0 and having to go to the OD. Similarly, I would not want to be an Austin Bruins team down 2-0, headed to what should be a raucous Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena, where Game 3 will be next Friday, regardless of the outcome of tonight's contest. Potentially Game 4 on Saturday. Tickets for both of those contests are available now at tickets.minotauroshockey.com or gotoros.com. Regardless, you can get your tickets if the Toros win tonight and next Friday. If you bought Game 4 tickets, they will automatically become tickets to the Toros' first home game in Round 2. Of course, if the Toros fall tonight, we know for sure that there would be a Game 4 on Saturday. That will do it for the Four Bears intermission report. We will take a commercial break, come back after a word from our partners with who knows how much long overtime here on the Minotauros Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Nicotine can harm brain development, which continues to about age 25. Know the risks. Visit ecigarettes.surgeongeneral.gov to learn more. This message is brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
I'm Draco Hamilton. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside this Spam Can, the Riverside Arena here in Austin, Minnesota. Toros and Bruins head to overtime. It didn't take long in overtime down in Bismarck. Cade Moxham, a minute 30 in, gives the Wings a 2-0 series lead. Both of those wins coming in overtime over the Bobcats. Toros looking to take a 2-0 lead on the Bruins here tonight. We'll play a little game. Drop who you think will be the OT hero in the comments. One fan who has the correct answer, you'll win a special prize. We'll have it ready for you at Game 3. I'm thinking signed stick by whoever scores the winner. So drop your guesses in the comments as we head to overtime here in Austin, even at 1 aside. 20 minutes of next goal hockey wins.
Toros 3-1.
Fake out on the drop.
When going to overtime this season, 2 of those wins coming in a shootout. So
the Bruins in extra time were 4-3. Of course, you kind of throw that out Overtime in the regular season is 3-on-3 hockey. This is traditional 5v5. Toros have trouble on the far wall. Puck poked free, dumped into the Toro end. Paddington and Mahler after it. Mahler wins the race, banks it ahead on the near side. Yohala throws it up. Elbert dumps it in. He was short of center, and that goes for an icing. Elbert not thrilled with the call. Offensive zone draw for the Toros. Let's see, we've got a ton of guesses coming in. Spencer, Jockums, Yohala, Nichols, Spencer, Billy, O'Hannison, Small, Spence, Mindorf, Spence, Smallsy. Far side, Paddington sweeps it to the far side. Luke Malkasian, good keep of the line by Fleming. Long shot goes just wide. Rebound to the near side. Mahler throws it towards the cage. It was partially blocked. Toros couldn't get to it. Now it's hoisted out to neutral. Lorenza and Mahler after it. Mahler wins the race, gives to Fleming. Fleming looks up ice for Yohala. Yohala gains the line on the near side. Looks to cut to the middle. Yohala in. Shot, it's in! Toros win! Toros lead 2-0 in the Central semifinal. Jesse Yohala with the game winner. Just 44 seconds into the extra session. And the Toros head home with a chance to sweep the Austin Bruins.
What a move. Jesse Yohala dancing out toward the center of the ice. He had two defenders in front of him. Creates all the space in the world. A beauty.
Only one guess was Yohala. It was Michael Van Hooser. You win yourself a Jesse Yohala signed stick. Toros take a 2-0 lead.
And we talk about Jesse Yohala. What a performance from Lucas Svedin. 47 saves, 1 goal allowed. Svedin puts on the Superman cape. For the Toros to go up 2-0.
We are going to have Lauren Hill with Jesse Yohala as we get another look at the goal. All right. Lauren is with Jesse. We're going to go live down. No, just. We're not quite ready to go live to Lauren. But Toros get the overtime win. A fantastic play by Jesse Yohala. Yohala had 20 in the regular season. His first in the playoffs is good to go.
Thank you, Ken. I am here with Jesse Yohala. You just scored our game-winning overtime goal for Game 2 in Round 1 against Austin, Minnesota. How are you feeling, Jesse?
It's amazing. I love playoff hockey. I've never really played before, so yeah, it's so fun.
And what's the mentality? I know you haven't been able to go back into the locker room and celebrate with your teammates yet, but what's the mentality going into next week knowing that we get to play Game 3 at home in Minot?
I think we have to start pretty well. Just play our hockey like we've played before. And yeah, just play our hockey from the start.
All right, thank you, Jesse. I'm going to let you go celebrate. Back to you, Ken.
That was Lauren Hill with Jesse Yohala. Toros only need 44 seconds of extra time to find the game winner. We will send you out to commercial. When we come back, we'll have a full wrap. Toros win. Toros lead 2-0 here on the Minotauros Network.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Our history sets us on our path. From the moment we're born, we begin our walk through life. We learn so we can discover. We find our passion and develop our skills. We build relationships. We start thinking about what we're going to leave behind to those we love. Let our legacy help shape yours. First International Bank and Trust. No matter your place in life, we can help you live first.
Since 1977, Northwest Tire's been your partner on the road for over 40 years. People have put their trust in our quality brand tires and expert service on the roads and in the fields for work, play, and travel. Northwest Tire, keeping you rolling down the road.
Welcome back inside the Riverside Arena. The Spam Can Toros come to the Riverside, and just like they did in October, they take both games to take a 2-0 series lead. Come home on a very happy bus and a chance to sweep the Bruins on the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena next Friday night. Fans, get your tickets now. I'm sure they're going to start moving as the Toros take the 2-0 lead. Evan, this game went pretty much according to script, right? We thought the Bruins were going to come out and give the Toros their best punch. Toros weathered the storm, take a lead in the second, unfortunately give it back, but they get the game winner in overtime. What more could you ask for from this Toro group?
You can't ask for much more. And coming into this weekend, the discussion was, what Toros team are we going to see? The Toros had lost 4 to finish up the regular season against Aberdeen and against the Bismarck Bobcats. And the brand of hockey that the Toros played this weekend is reminiscent back to that 13-game win streak at the start of the season. They came out strong in Game 1, and you immediately knew which Toros team was here for this series against the Austin Bruins. What a way to finish it. Jesse Yahala wasn't involved a whole lot throughout the game, but pinned up on the wall, he moves across 4 Bruins defenders to get free on the far side. And you know what? He picked a good spot. It's tough for a goalie to come out in overtime after another 17-minute intermission. Yahala takes advantage. Toros go home happy.
Here's another look at the goal. We also have to pay off our Forebears over-unders while Kobe gets the replay ready. Just before we went live in overtime, well, first let's look at the replay. A nice feed across finds Yahala. He picks it up off the wall. And as you said, squirts through and gets across all 4 defenders before picking a spot behind Axelson. And I said before we went live, this game, we're either going to get 40 seconds or 4 hours of overtime. I, for one, am thankful it was just 44 seconds.
And, yeah, I think all of us here on the media team are quite thankful for that. But, I mean, I just look at this series, right? What more can you ask for from the Toros? Come out strong night 1. Lucas Vadine gives up 2 goals all weekend long. 36 for 37 last night, 47 for 48 tonight. Maybe the only thing that's preventing Jesse Yahala from becoming the star of the week is that Lucas Vadine was spectacular.
Let's pay off those Forebear over-unders. Total combined penalty minutes, 10.5. That goes way over. Total Toros goalie saves, way over. And total overtime minutes played, we had it at 5.5, just 44 seconds, so that goes under. Our winner is Michael Kraut. You can pick up your Forebear Stay and Play package at the Toros' next home game, which is Game 3 next Friday in Minot. Again, Tickets are available. Hit that QR code on your screen or just visit gotoros.com. For Sebastian Machado, Lauren Hill, Grace Sandy, Evan Epstein, Kobe Brault on the 1s and 2s, I am Ken Oda, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. We will talk to you next Friday night from the Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena, Game 3 of the Central Division semifinals.